What is going on, everybody? I feel like I haven't done this shit in a long time, so I have no idea. First of all, if you can hear me. So if you guys can hear me, that'd be cool, because I have no idea. And let's see what we got here. It's been seems like we haven't done a live stream in forever. So Primetime is teaching. He's coaching baseball. So he's very busy. I guess the rain postponed him. So he is coaching late tonight. So I had to bring on a very special guest who is already in draft form. He's already got his support of his quarterback, it looks like. Legends with me as well. So let's see if you guys, what we got here. What do you mean, what is this? What do you want, man? What do you expect from me? So the link, I think I shared it. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. Great. If you want to join me, talk to me. That's cool. If you want to share out whatever, it's cool as well. What's up, Darren? Well, you know what, Sam? How about this? Go join a Carolina podcast. You'd be better off that way. How about that? So, and I even got I got a really cool gift too. Where the hell is it? Hold on a second. I have my own koala now. Travis sent me a koala, so now I have my own koala. Those things are doing well. The link I just shared. Nope, it was not. I actually haven't talked to Tyrone since last Tuesday. Is the link on there? I don't think it should be up there. I haven't talked to Tyrone since last Tuesday, actually. Our last Tuesday show got crazy, so I'm not sure if that was good or bad, but let's see. What's up, Vincent? You guys got to admire Legends headband, man. I got to get credit for that. I mean, Legends just ready. It's not reposted. Let's see. Is that it right there? And let's see if I got it. Now you can tell we haven't streamed in a while. Shit, I don't even have to post a link anymore. So, what's up, Darren? No link. Is it not going through? Oh, there it is. Elias got through now. So, Elias. Yeah, the headband. I got to get credit for the headband, man. I mean, Legend is ready. Like, he is all in. You don't get that from Primetime when he joins the show. You get Primetime Sam Darnold fucking sweatshirt. You're getting listen, I got to get credit for that. Guess what, Sam? I really don't care what you want anymore. You don't matter anymore, man. You're the past. You're old school, man. You're old. We're about the present and the now. So you're actually old news. So now actually we don't have to acknowledge your messages anymore. How you doing, Alec Sensei? So we'll bring on Elias. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I wanted to ask Primetime if he had gotten a Sam Darnold Panthers jersey yet, but I guess I'll have to wait for future episode to answer that question. But I see Legend. He's all covered in. It's Wilson season, man.
That's it.
Ready. He's ready.
Yeah. So let me answer this question real quick before I forget.
You know,
Anthony, thank you very much for the reference, man. That song is kick ass. That song is phenomenal, man. That is just the Blade. I can't wait for the whole album to come out. That was with Jared Dines is phenomenal, man. It's, like that song is just it can right before the gym, man. Forget it. Phenomenal. Yeah, Primetime is coaching, so I was like, well, why don't we come on and do a live stream anyway and just talk? Because we haven't talked in a while, all of us. I think we've all been kind of like digesting all this shit and everything else.
Yeah, the chat thought it was either going to be Primetime as Adam Gase or Adam Gase, Tyrone. Someone said Fireman Ed.
All good ideas too.
Good ideas. So some people might be a little disappointed, but I'm stoked to have you on, Legend. Excited to hear your hot takes. You know, you're a Wilson guy just like me. You know, any time, team, place, you already know. So, yeah.
That's right. He's ready. No, it's like it all kind of happened last minute because of the weather in New Jersey. It's been really bad. So Primetime's baseball schedule got all screwed up. So I'm like, all right, Tyrone's busy as hell. I think they're all mad at me from last Tuesday because I was too positive. So nobody's really talking to me. I'm on like the silence list now, so I'm like on the outcast side now.
No, I like what you were saying, man. Everyone was talking about, what might go. They're like, oh well, this might go wrong. You're like, you were trying to tell them, what if it goes right? Put that in your head. Or like one guy's like, no matter what, we're still the laughing stock of the league. Well, yeah, the Houston Texans still exist though. I mean, at least we don't have some church guy running our team like they do with the Easterby. So.
We got to work on that. Yes, we're working on the farewell interview. We got to. Primetime is going through a lot right now, man. No, but you know what it is though? It's like I understand. Like now that the aftermath of Sam Darnold's over with, which I'm glad. Like there's no more distractions here. Yeah. And now everybody's trying to find like every worst case scenario. What if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? And meanwhile, all the changes they made are all things that everybody's kind of wanted. Like you got a head coach that's respected. The hierarchy, the power structure's all changed. They're trying to make moves. They have a ton of draft picks so you can build through the draft. I mean, and it's like it's going to be a process. You're not going to go from a 2-14 team to or now it'd be what 2-15 team in theory. So 2-14 to 10-7 this year. But if you win 5, 6, 7 games and you're very competitive, it's an upgrade. It's an improvement, especially with a completely overhauled roster. They're cleaning house, man.
Yep. Like a lot of the guys you kind of expected, some of our guys from last year to be gone, but I think they're trying to start fresh. Guys like Poole, Jenkins are gone. So I think it's time to, move on from some of those guys. I would still bring Poole back. That's a different conversation. But I have one thing to say about Sam Darnold. Did you catch his press conference today with Carolina?
No, I didn't even see it.
Well, he said he's proven he can win games in the NFL. So I tweeted out a 342 winning percentage. It says different. And Cassandra and Jose liked it. So that was perfect because those are the ultimate Sam Darnold roasters out there. So, I mean, he's like,
I'm going to listen, man. I have no ill will. I have no ill will towards him. He's got to go there with a new mindset, new attitude. He's got to sell he's got to start to rally his teammates, rally the fan base because they're not really sure what they're inheriting either. Are you getting the guy, the number 3 pick in the draft, or are you getting the guy we saw last year? They really don't know what they're getting. So they're trying to sell it and they're trying to talk it up. I'm sure he's relieved. I saw one thing where he said he's relieved. He should be relieved. He's out of this nightmare
about, what his future is going to be. I don't blame him. I mean, look what happened to Josh Rosen. He gets traded after 1 year and then he's on a practice squad the year after that. I mean, you never know. It's like a lot of times these quarterbacks who get traded, it's always like, oh, well, this GM didn't draft him, or is he really the guy? So, it's tough for him, But I have a question for you. So I was, it's draft season now. I'm not crazy about everyone saying go all offense. Now I think go majority offense, but cornerback and linebacker are desperate needs, especially no one's talking about linebacker. Like, oh, well, you have CJ Mosley. Okay, that's one linebacker. What, you have Blake Cashman. Blake Cashman gets hurt when he puts a pair of
Well, they have the guy from the
on.
Lions, too. They're supposedly high on.
You need 3 linebackers, though, especially in this system. And then...
Why didn't they bring back Harvey Lange?
I mean, is he the greatest? I mean, you could...
Dude, he did a lot of good things, man. Like, right now, they signed that guy from the Bills. I think he's a special teams guy with that Delshon Phillips, whatever his name is.
No clue, yeah.
So I think that's his name. Yeah, I think that was his name. But, I mean, listen, I agree. To me, corner is the biggest issue right now if you're looking at it. Like, it starts with offensive line, which we dwelled on over and over and over. I find it weird that they haven't cut half these guys, that they're keeping them here, which makes me wonder, do they believe him higher than we do? But corner, dude, they have nothing. They have a lot of unproven guys. I mean, you have, especially no Pool. I mean,
Bryce Hall, who got hurt a bunch in college. You got
Javelin Guidry, Bless Austin.
Austin's horrible. No,
corner's it's a legit need, man. Absolutely legit need.
The thing is too, like, you're like, oh well, I'm all about, if Greg Newsome's there in the first round, I'm taking him. Unless Elijah Vera Tucker falls at 23rd, the dude from USC, I'll take him. I doubt it though. I doubt he's going to be there. So people are saying, well, you have to go offensive line there. I'm like, well, how about you take a guy in the second round because it's loaded? Don't reach on a guy when you can get a stud potentially number 1 corner. And people, say, oh, well, you can't take a defensive player right after your you take your young quarterback, because look at what happened with Darnold. Like, we took a 25-year-old D2 D tackle. They say you don't draft for need, you draft for value. Exactly. So, and even Daniel Jeremiah, I think was today, he said, like, this draft goes, 4 rounds deep offensive lineman. It's very, very deep. Really so if you can get that excellent value in the second round and your best value in the first round is a corner, they take a corner. I mean, it's a ridiculous need right now. It really is. I mean, that secondary is barren. It really is. It's awful. I can't see Bless Austin out there again. He was awful last year. And like, the thing is too, with the offensive line, like, people are saying, oh, well, if Vera Tucker doesn't fall to 23, you're screwed. Like, you have to get the best guy. Look at what happened last year. We had the big 4 tackles everyone was talking about: Wills, Wirfs, Becton, Thomas. They went in the order. They basically went in reverse order of how well they played. Wirfs was easily the best one, then probably Becton, then Wills, then Thomas. And that's the reverse order of they were drafted. Like, the best prospect isn't always the best player, especially sometimes immediately. So I think, don't reach on an offensive lineman when you got a stud corner. Getting a stud corner is also helping out your young quarterback, because if the defense is so bad, they're going to be on the field half the game.
Well, it's also
So
it's building blocks. So you gotta accumulate building blocks. They have a lot of draft picks. And listen, I wasn't thinking offensive line in the first round, to be honest with you. I'm thinking second, third round. You get a corner. I mean, they have other pressing needs. And and there's times where it's like this is I love Sam Darnold, man. We're gonna block him soon. But I wouldn't mind them being aggressive moving up. There's a guy that really covet. Like you have,
yeah.
if you get aggressive and get they need legitimate playmakers, man. Like it's the free agency. You got some pieces to the puzzle, but now you need more pieces to the puzzle. So if he wants to get crazy move up, go for it, dude. Like like I said, this is not a win now year. Like I'm not sitting there like, oh shit, man, we've got to be ultra competitive. We want to see a lot of improvement, and that's the goal here.
Is there anyone particular you would want to move up for? Any position particular?
That's a good question, man. Like I don't know.
If a guy like Jalen Waddle falls to like 15,
I still want a receiver really bad. I know it's being ultra greedy because we still, in theory, we have 4 receivers now. If you're keeping Crowder, but I still kind of want that another guy to puzzle. Then I don't want to I wouldn't trade for a running back, to be honest with you. I don't. No, I'm not in that boat.
Anyone earlier than like the 4th round. I mean, we got too many to stick a running back. People, cheering for ETN and Najee Harris in the second.
Do you get aggressive for a pass rusher?
No, because this pass rushing class is not great. I mean, You got Rousseau, who's pretty raw. Jalen Phillips is probably the best, but he's got a million concussions. Quiddy Pay's a decent player. I mean, there's not, every year you got that stud pass rusher. You got the Chase Young, Joey Bosa, Myles Garrett. There isn't really one this year. So I wouldn't go, if a guy like maybe, if Kyle Pitts falls to like 10, I'm doomed to ever
that ain't happening, dude.
But that's not happening.
Nope.
So people always say, oh, would you consider trading up? Well, you got to know, who's going to be there and what are you going to have to give up? So, I mean, if there's a player, they got a 2nd round pick next year. They could package that with a pick. To move up for a guy. But I mean, I think people saying edge rusher and receiver in the 1st round, I actually don't really understand. Because I mean, is our receiving group great? No, but there's not really any huge holes. Same thing with edge rusher, especially they might play like John Franklin Myers outside as well, Carl Lawson, and then you got.
So I mean, basically, if you're looking at it, it's corner.
Yeah, corner and is desperate need. Corner. Interior lineman.
I'll be tempted, man. If there's a receiver that's sitting there, just I have no problems.
One of the top 3, but I don't know if I'd want to take like Kadarius Toney out of Florida. No, because what is he gonna be, like the 5th receiver year 1 or
you could still cut Crowder, man.
But I mean, I don't
save $10 million.
He's a great security blanket for a young quarterback. I mean,
I'm just saying it's and then it's I don't think you go tight end late 1st round.
No.
So it's what I don't know. I think it's gonna be corner. It's gonna be interesting. I'm just fascinated to see how this all plays out. And then people are saying, "Why don't we trade back again?" And I'm like, "How many times are you gonna trade back?" I mean,
people would just say, "Oh, let's just trade back." Well, you got to think this: is there a team that's going to trade up for something? Because saying, "Oh, I'm just going to trade back," it's not like you're offering, "Hey, team, give us 1 million picks to come up."
There's always a run on a position that nobody expects. That there's always a wild run on something where it's "Oh shit, this is," and then all of a sudden there's a position off the board where you're like, "All right, this was not anticipated. Now what do we do?" So that's
right.
But I think it's going to probably be either, I guess, corner and maybe O-line in the 1st round, and then 2nd round I'd probably go O-line again based on the value chart what they have.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys there on the interior. Also, there's a guy named Tevin Jenkins. He's a right tackle from Oklahoma State, and some people are thinking he could move inside to guard. And I don't know if George Fant can play guard, but I like him at tackle, especially in this system. You're doing all these outside runs. He's a freak athlete, former basketball player. He moves really good for.
I want a center, man.
Yeah, I mean, Creed Humphrey, he's really intriguing.
I want a center so bad, man, because I don't think McGovern's the answer.
Who can grow with the quarterback for
bingo,
another Nick Mangold. And
that's exactly what you want.
Still one of the faces of the Jets. He's he does all the grilled stuff with them, and that's different off the field. But you want your center to be kind of
But that's the perfect. That's
up there.
But think about it this way though.
The Eagles,
say you draft your young center. You have a young left tackle, a young center, a rookie quarterback. All 3 of those pieces are going to grow together, and the first year in the offense together. So they're all installing the offense year 1, all of them together. That's perfect. That's the ideal scenario.
It's all about a timeline too. They're all going to be on that same timeline. You're going to have to pay guys. hopefully not like at the same time, but people saying like at the beginning when we still had Darnold, you're like, oh, let's draft Penei Sewell. Well, not only are you moving him out of position, you're gonna have to pay him the same time as you're gonna have to pay Becton.
Yep.
So I mean, it's NFL, it's a salary cap league. You gotta,
Yeah, the salary cap's going to skyrocket, man, next year. I mean, the Jets are in a good.
Doesn't really exist anymore. Look what all the teams we thought were going to
be. Yeah,
$1
but I'm saying even like the new TV deals, the salary cap's going to skyrocket. And Joe Douglas has been very wise with his signings too, where it's always 2 or 3 year deals. He's front loading the money, so he's not carrying over a lot. He's handled things pretty wisely. So like in the future, they can get some big deals done with no problem whatsoever. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Some comments here. How are things going for you though, man? Anything good?
I'm doing good, man. I was part of a cool music project. My friend, who's in college now, hit me up it was on this like musical, and I was like, sure, because I just wanted like something to record for, and that was fun. So I'm doing that in the college process right now, which is pretty stressful. Nice. I'm looking to go to music school, so that should be a lot of fun.
Well, in terms of music, things that are opening up though, right? Aren't like, because like especially around here, a lot of like bars and stuff are having bands now, live bands, and
yeah, I mean, I should probably look into having us play stuff like that. I just got vaccinated too, which is dope. So I'm, closer to that being normal and whatnot. I kind of want to have the professional musicians kind of, I'll let them, I don't want to, have some kids. They need the money. They need the venues,
right.
Stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'd look to have my band play somewhere. That could be cool.
Get out and about, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Elias, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I always make you first because you're our musical director. So you got it. You always get first dibs, man. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course, man. You have a good night.
You too. All right. We'll go to comments real quick here. I just saw Prime Time is coaching, and I figured let's do something because we haven't done one of these in a long-ass time. Yeah, we got Feeney. Yeah, not really sure what that means. Still fascinating that this offensive line stop with the cut Crowder ship. He is a good weapon. I'm not going to argue with you, but if there's a wide receiver staring you in the late first round, what do you do? You got to consider it, man. Let's see. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? I don't think he's going to be there at 34. Interesting. A lot of things about the running backs. I'm kind of high on Ty Johnson. People think I'm crazy, but that's just my personal opinion. Guard is a bigger issue than center. I think the point with that is get us like a long-term answer at center is kind of what I'm looking for instead of just one more year of McGovern, then move on. What's up, man? Let's see. Justin Fields, I mean, good luck with that. He's doing another pro day, so that's cool. Let's see. Do I want Wilson or Fields? I like them both, man. I really like Fields a lot, but I could see the case for Zach Wilson too. His quick release and his ability, his arm talent is crazy. Very quick throws. So Tyson, why would they cut Tyson now if they're going to cut him? Do it. Why would I cut myself? Not really sure what that means. Let's see what else we got here. Wall Street Wilson, good receiver. Now he's not worth $11 million. Yeah, the Crowder thing is fair, man. If you draft a guy and you want to cut him, that's completely fine. Kind of screws him over though because the market's kind of dried up. That kind of like a douchebag move. But see what happens. The Zach Wilson hype with Jets Twitter is wild, man. I'm not worried about his durability. Are we worried about Sam Darnold's durability? Look at all the injuries he had, man. A lot of guys wasn't Deshaun Watson banged up before he was drafted too. I'm not worried about it. So let's see. We will go to our next. We'll go to Jomo. What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, have you noticed the tides have kind of turned about Zach Wilson on all the major media, sports media outlets? They're all kind of talking about the negatives now.
Yep.
Isn't that funny how that happens? The Jets trade Darnold.
Well, you know what it is, though? It's funny how he was like a hot prospect, but once it comes to the Jets, it always has to be doom and gloom. Oh, the Jets are going to fuck it up. The Jets did this wrong. The Jets do that wrong. The Jets ruin quarterbacks. The Jets do all this.
Yep.
And it's like, and then the thing that bothers me the most is when they say he's going into the same situation as Sam Darnold. And that's not even true.
It's not. Because this would have been the best team Darnold had played on.
Yeah, Adam Gase is gone. He's going to a quarterback-friendly offense. You already have better receivers than Darnold's ever had here. And now in theory, you're going into a draft where the general manager is going to get more pieces for him, including improving the offensive line. So it's not the same exact scenario. So I don't know why people are saying it. It's just like lazy, like negative analysis.
Close. Exactly.
No, it's ridiculous.
It's just, everybody wants to keep that vibe of the Jets being a laughing stock. But, me as a fan, I feel like the tides are turning. Like, really, I do. I mean, we got a competent GM. We got a head coach that I was begging for. When I heard that he walked into the building, I was like, please, you cannot let him walk out. I mean, my personal opinion on Saleh is that the Niners would have won that Super Bowl if Kyle Shanahan wasn't the one calling the plays. I mean, he blew another Super Bowl, really.
Yeah.
He didn't run the ball. He didn't run the clock. I mean, you got to do that when you have a lead in the fourth quarter. But, I mean, Saleh really coached the hell out of that defense, man. Like, that's what we're getting over here.
We hope. I mean, he's got a lot to prove, dude, because
he has a lot to prove.
He's got to be a game manager, time management. Got to deal with the media. Got to deal with a lot of different personalities in New York. A lot of chaos, and then you have to deal with the pressure of starting a rookie quarterback and taking the pressure off the kid and owning a lot of the mistakes himself. Instead of throwing Zach Wilson to the fire, like this is my fault, our fault. Like you got to be able to handle the young quarterback. It's a lot of things, but the whole Zach Wilson thing to me is fascinating because, like you said, it's everybody's automatically so negative, and they're like, well, what if Sam plays well this year? Who fucking cares? You don't compare Zach Wilson year 1 to Sam Darnold year 4. Talk to me in 2 more years. Like it's like you got to keep everything in perspective, but everybody wants to pile on and just find fault with everything. And the other thing is, well, there's no guarantees with Zach Wilson. No shit. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees with Trevor Lawrence either, or Justin Fields, or Sam Darnold, and there's no guarantees with anybody. But 100%. When you need a quarterback, you keep taking them. You take your best educated guess and you move on. That's like, what else are you supposed to do? Like, that's like, people criticizing the Jets for taking this approach. What the fuck else are they supposed to do? There is no, Patrick Mahomes isn't sitting out there. The only guy that was possibly out there was Deshaun Watson, and they were in the stakes for him, but that's falling apart because of legal shit. So this is, your plan A was Deshaun Watson, not going to work. Your plan B is, okay, make an aggressive move in the draft. Here we are. That's it. Yeah. Like there's really no other approach to take here.
No, 100%, man. 100%. And there's one thing with Joe Douglas, all of these players that were signed last year, they can all be cut. Every single one of them. So in theory, I know we're all kind of thinking,
there's no way. Of them.
Right. And I know it's like we're all kind of in that mode right now where I think there's really no way he's going to take a tackle with 23.
Right.
But in all reality, if a guy drops, he could cut Fant, save the money, and you got a young tackle right there with Becton. Yep. And don't we have, what do we got, 21 picks in the next 2 years?
We got a ton, dude. There's a ton of picks.
I think it's 21. That's 3 drafts worth.
Yep.
And what is it? 10 of them are in the top 3 rounds. We're in a
it's
very good position. We've never been in this position with, at least I think, competent people in the organization. I mean, it seems like there's a direction we're going. It seems like they have a philosophy. They filled that D-line. I think they want to hide the weakness that we have in the secondary. And honestly, in my opinion, I think the cornerback class in this draft is pretty deep. You got guys like Eric Stokes, who isn't expected to be a first rounder. You got guys, Paulson Adebo, Rodarius Williams. I mean, there's a couple guys that really they should fall into the second, third rounds. I mean, I think we're just in such a great position, man, and I'm really excited. Receiver, I hope we do take a young receiver. I hope we do cut Crowder. Crowder, he's a great security blanket, but any of these guys could be. Really,
he makes a lot of money, man. You can save $10 million, and you can get another speech or another guy. I mean,
you could sign.
It's not. You don't have to cut him, but if they can upgrade the position for more speed and younger, I mean, it'd be a douchebag move.
I mean, Sherman's still a free agent, don't know.
Yep.
You cut.
Well,
Crowder?
Now he's saying, but see, I think what Sherman's doing is he's waiting for teams to go through the draft and not get the guy they want, and they're like, all right, now we still need a corner. Because right now, Sherman's markets, he's going to wait. He's smart now because now he wants to probably make some money. So say the Jets go into the draft and don't get the corner they want or corner they want. All right, listen, this plan didn't work. Our fallback option is Sherman for 2 years, whatever it is. So it's going to, I don't hate that idea either,
Yeah. And in that 23 picks really interesting. I mean, there's so many different ways we could go.
Yep.
I mean, if there's any edge guys that fall, in my eyes, you could be looking at Kwity Paye or what's his name, Jason Awasu.
Awosu. Yep.
Something like that.
It's just a matter of what Joe Douglas is. It's a matter what Joe Douglas's board is, though, man. It's like, what is his what's his value chart? Like, what is his most like I'm saying, you don't want to draft for need. You're gonna draft for the best value on your board at that time. Yeah. It could be anything, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some trade ups this year. With that amount of draft capital, if you have a guy that is high on your board and you see him slipping, oh shit. This always happens. When we're having good conversations, this happens, man. But
That's right.
where was I? Oh, if he sees a guy slipping, and you got all that draft capital, you trade some picks, you move
Make
up,
a power
you take
move.
that guy. You know that's going to be an instant starter. You take him. You can't be risking shit. You can't be, especially with where we've seen this team go. Like, just make the power moves. Make the power moves.
You need playmakers now. Like last year's draft class is a lot of unknowns. Like everybody wants to give them credit for last year, and it's like we don't know what last year's class is. But now you have an NFL offseason. Hopefully, you have a preseason, a lot better. You have more of a training camp environment. But you need game breaking talent, man. You need elite playmakers to start building. Because you need a young nucleus to grow with. If you're not going to spend big in free agency and get all these elite guys there, you got to get playmakers in the draft. And if you have say 8 picks, you got to at least get 4 guys that can contribute big time. And that's I agree. That second first round pick is fascinating, dude. It's gonna be so fascinating to see what he puts value on. Because if we learned anything, this entire offseason has not gone as planned. What we all thought he was going to do is pretty much he did the exact opposite, other than trade Darnold. Everything else has been the opposite. We all thought offensive lines could spend big, didn't do that. He spent money on the defensive line, which we didn't expect that. So it's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Hey, man, you were talking about Ty Johnson before. I am just as high on Ty Johnson as you.
I like him, man.
I like him a lot. He came in, and every time they gave him the ball, it was like a little jolt. Well,
that's the thing that pisses you off about the Adam Gase experience is walking away from last year. You should have known what all these running backs can do because they've all been featured extensively. The whole Frank Gore thing was a joke. I
can't believe Michael
Ty Johnson should have got 15 carries a game, week in and week out, to see what the hell he was, and then Piron and Josh Adams.
They should have just been sharing the ball. I mean, what the hell? It's
bullshit.
Crazy. That was terrible. I don't even want to talk. I don't want to think about Gase. I don't want to talk about Gase. Man, I'm so happy that guy is gone. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
but, man, I really want to see a lot of attention to this offense. You've got to build around that young quarterback, man. That has to be your main priority. It has to be more offense than defense taken in the draft. It's got to be a 70%, 30% type deal.
Yep.
I mean, it just got.
No, I agree. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Jamal, thanks, Sean, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, man. Thanks. Have a good one.
Have a good night. You too. All right. So if you guys want to join us, all you have to do is click on the link. And I'm really bad at doing that. I got trigger finger out of there. I got him out. It's hard to do all this shit and then manage the chat too. So answer a couple more questions here. We got, let's see. You're welcome, Travis. Thanks for guys. Wild card spot. I'm not sure about that. I'd be happy to win 6-7 games. I just want to see competent football, man. Just happy winning football, competitive, disciplined. Let's see. I completely agree with this. Jets have a ton of picks. Why not using them to move up? Absolutely. If a guy's starting to fall, move up and get a guy. No problem at all whatsoever with that. What's up, Cassandra? How are you? Primetime is coaching his baseball team. I think Primetime and Tyron are both mad at me. They haven't talked to me since, man. It's Tuesday's show. I'm not really sure what happens, but I guess I was too positive. I'm not flying solo, man. Look at Legend. Legend's got his, how can he not get credit for his headband, man? I mean, dude he brought his A game to the stream tonight. Let's see. What do we got here? Who did better in free agency, the Jets or the Patriots? Well, the Patriots spent like drunken sailors, and that approach never usually works, but they had to overcome bad drafting, so that was the approach they had to take. I guess they maybe, in terms of just, value, they probably got better value than the Jets did. Go for it. Poor Tyrone. Yes, you can be, Rutgers, you can be excited about whatever you want, man. It's time to be happy, man. From Broadway Joe to Wall Street Wilson, all these nicknames for this poor kid. This kid's got so much pressure on him. We'll go to Steve T. Steve, what's up, man?
What's going on, Tyson? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. We got Monday out of the out of the way for work, so can't beat that for both of us.
Thank God for that, man.
But yeah, I mean, we're about 2.5 weeks away from the draft, and one of my favorite times of the year. Wasn't really big into the draft until the last couple of years. Actually like reading and actually looking up on some of these players. But I think we're in a good spot. Everyone's said the same thing, but we got so many options. Obviously we know where we're at now. We don't have to talk about the quarterback controversy.
Mhm.
We can actually look at positions of need. I think obviously 23 and 34, I think are automatic, guard and corner in one of those two orders.
Yep.
I think, I would like Creed Humphrey a lot, I think, at 34. Yeah. And I get the stigma that if we're drafting a quarterback at 2, I mean, that you got to surround him with every pick after that. But I think if you get like an elite or like a very good starting number 1 at pick 23, I think you have to take him. And then you're only 11 spots away from the next pick, which is people aren't realizing that pick number 34 is essentially a first round pick. It's only 2 spots after.
Yep. No,
so I think we still have a lot of
you.
room. And yeah, I mean, I still feel like last minute after the draft that we might still bring Brian Poole back. I know right now there's no indication that's going to happen or anything, but I think once the draft happens, you're going to see free agency guys get even cheaper because they're not getting what they wanted. We know what the demand is at this point, and obviously they're last minute flyers at this point.
Yeah,
so
well, I think most teams have like 6 or 7 guys, like their backup, their fallback plan right now that are sitting there saying, okay, listen, here's our draft plan. If this plan doesn't work, we're going to call them immediately and sign them because this is, I think they have probably several guys like that. They're saying, okay, listen, we're hoping we get the rookie, but if not, we can make the Sherman, the Poole, all these different guys out there, call those guys, that's just, and the market's weird, man. This free agency class has been so weird. There's been so much tremendous value for so many players. Jets didn't get a lot of it. Didn't seem like, especially with the cheaper guys, but it's interesting, man. Like a lot.
There's so many eager. Who are you the most eager to see play this year that we signed in free agency?
Carl Lawson.
I agree.
Dude,
yeah, we haven't had that presence in a long time.
Forever, man. Forever. That's just gonna be exciting to watch.
And I think the D-line in general. I think the D-line in general is going to be fun to watch. Like for once, edge rusher isn't a need in the first 2 rounds. Like maybe if we somehow get a second round pick this year, moving up, whatever. But I would take one in the 3rd. But you don't need to take one before then, and before the Lawson signing and some other things, and before we committed to to a QB at 2. We were talking about it at pick 23 or 34. So
it's gonna be fun to watch like this kind of defense because like under Rex Ryan, we enjoyed the defense. Todd Bowles' defense was never really like that, like elite, where you're like, holy shit, this is great. Like you want to have that you wanted a defense with a legitimate identity. I think that's going to start coming back this year. We're going to be, first and second down, they play their base. 3rd down, they give you all these kind of crazy blitzes and do all kinds of chaos. That's going to be fun to watch, man. A guy like Lawson, and then Quinnen Williams is going to could have like a monster breakout year, man. Talking like
Rankins, I think is going to be good if he's healthy.
Yeah, if he's healthy. So you can have like a couple of Pro Bowlers on defense, man. Like legitimate, like not like 3rd team Pro Bowl. Like you could have like 1st string, like like top level guys over there. So
and that's the thing also that I like. They're talking about rotation pieces a lot. Like on the line is stacked. They want to get more depth at linebacker and corner. But if you have freshness and a lot of good depth, it's not like depth is only used for when injuries happen or it's a blowout game. People got to realize it's for freshness in people's reps.
Well, it's to keep your defense fresh, also for special teams. But I think the most intriguing part of this whole defense, to be completely honest with you, is CJ Mosley. Like, what are you going to get out of him, dude? Like, he hasn't played in 2 years. But he hasn't played in 2 years. But when he did play, he's one of the best players, one of the best middle linebackers in football. If you get like a 90% CJ Mosley, that's a really good fucking player, man. And you put that in front of that guy with the defensive line in front of him you can have a monster year too. So it's like you don't want to get too excited because you're like, listen, man, you don't know what. But if he's like a 90% of what he used to be, that's still a great player.
Yeah, and it's not like he's 35 years old. I mean, I know he hasn't played in 2 years, but he's 28, 29. Like you said, he's not 35 or anything. So
he's healthy. That's for sure.
If he's not, man, then I give up at this point. But I'm just excited. Like you said, I hope to get back to a game this year. I went to 2 games. What was it? I went to the Jet Steeler and the Jet Thursday night game against the Ravens 2 years ago, but those back-to-back games. But yeah, I haven't been back since, obviously. But yeah, just hope that I get to a couple more.
To me, right now, it's just fun being a Jets fan because now it's like all the Darnold drama's over, the coach drama's over, everything's. It's just about it's excitement. Like we have a draft, you have a new quarterback, all these new players, just a whole new offense. It's just like, all right, let's see what happens. Like let's have fun for a little bit. Like it's exciting, man. Like how do you not be excited about this? Because there's like there's nothing but it's you take the bright side of the opinion now at this point.
Oh yeah, of course. And obviously, I'm excited for the number 2 pick, and I do believe in Wilson because I think we're actually going to build the proper way, like literally what we did to Sam,
like
do the opposite. That's it. But the only thing that in the back of my mind that is playing with me, and I saw a joke on Twitter is if the Niners are comfortable moving all the way up to 3 for a guy they know that we aren't going to take. You wonder if they know something, or if they think there's another guy like their QB3 that's generally is their QB1. You have no idea.
Everybody has somebody that they believe in, and the only thing I'm happy about is Joe Douglas is picking his guy. Like this is, he's not going to sit at 3 or 4 or 8 and sit and wait for his guy. He's picking who he thinks is the second best quarterback in the draft. That makes me happy. So listen, there's no excuses. Like, oh, I wanted this guy, but I had to get this guy. Well, no, you've known all this time Trevor Lawrence is gone. So now you're getting, in theory, your guy. So that's
and a lot of the stigma is, for obvious reasons, especially last year's free agency. Like, everyone's like, Douglas is relaxed, laid back, not going to make a major move, and he just wants draft capital. That's true, but if that was truly 100% the case all the time, he would have traded out of 2 and just said, "Oh, I have to make it work with Sam just to get the pick." So that shows that. I think that's his first,
he's
kind
proven
of
a lot of people wrong, man. He's proven a lot of people wrong. Everybody assumed a lot of things about him, pretty much all on the way. He's done it his way. Like it
shows that the Jets beat has no inside sources. They don't know a thing about this guy at all. Every day McCagnon worked. You knew, like, there were 5 leaks a week, and they're all true. You don't know anything about Joe Douglas.
We would watch it firsthand. I have so many stories. We would watch it because we were at practice every day. Primetime was at practice every day, and we would watch how McCagnon would walk, and then how the media would kind of walk near him, and then voila, here comes the story the next day. Like you'd see how it happened. Like the leaks were obvious.
It's just like, obviously, I'll let you go in a sec, but I just don't understand still. Obviously, it's the past, but how McCagnon ever even got a job as the GM. I know he was executive of the year, but he was about to get roasted the hell out of Texas for his job.
He came highly touted, man. Jet fans were
happy
when they hired.
They were, but they say it was an ugly ending in Houston. But if you look at you just drafted your franchise quarterback in 2018. At the time, he was, we all believed it. But then you're going with defensive tackles in the 2nd, 3rd round, all these other things. It's like, what's his name? Shepard that we drafted in the same draft as Sam. He was the very next pick. You're drafting a Division II tackle. What are you doing for your quarterback? Like, it's mind blowing.
Dude, you know what the funny thing is though? It's like looking back at how bad all the draft classes were. But when all those players were drafted, we all found ways to justify, oh, this guy's a sleeper, and this guy can do this, and this guy can do that.
In reality, they were all nothing. Yeah.
What was the guy from Florida? The pass rusher that lasted what? He didn't make it through the friggin'
Ja'Kai play. Yeah, Ja'Kai play.
That was the hidden gem, the steal, all the draft, and all. I mean. So
he had the worst work ethic they say ever. They say, we'll run 2 hours late to a practice. A important meeting
awful,
won't even go.
Then he went to Seattle, couldn't last in Seattle. Went to the Rams, I think. It was a mess. So
but what do you think's up with Jamal's contract? I just had to ask you while I got you here for my last thing.
Let him go for it, dude. Seattle's a mess, man. Seattle is a bona fide mess. Russell Wilson's probably gonna be gone in a year. So
Russ and Aaron Rodgers both. I think they're both out unless something big happens.
This is both their last year.
They say it bothered Aaron Rodgers a lot that Brady went to a team and won in his first year. They say it drove him crazy inside, and he wants to.
Well, he's been pissed since last year, and they picked a quarterback in the first round, so he's still angry about that. Yeah, I think Jamal. Listen, let Jamal get paid out there. He's coming off a Pro Bowl year with a lot of injuries. They can't afford him, and they can't afford their quarterback either. So,
and he wants to retire there too, right? Yeah.
Man.
See you, Meg. I appreciate you having me on.
Have a good day, man. All right, so we'll go to what we got here. Funny how I was with primetime building the team first. Then the offseason came. And I must say, I agree with your take, Tyson. As Jet fans, we're used to winning the offseason. That doesn't win us a Super Bowl or the playoffs. Listen, man, the Jets didn't win the offseason this year. The Patriots on paper did, but it's a different approach, man. Joe Douglas went the complete opposite of what most of us thought he was going to do. And we all thought he was going to spend big money on the offensive line. He didn't do that. He's taking a different approach. He's doing it his way. He got good value for the Sam Darnold. And what I found interesting, too, was how he handled the Sam Darnold trade, where he got a good offer before free agency, and he didn't take it. He said, I want to see the quarterbacks throw the ball first. So, listen, man, he's taking some calculated risk, but I'm excited, man. I'm staying positive. I'm enjoying all this shit now. Mr. Afram, what's up, man?
Hello, Mr. Tyson. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I wanted to start my podcast here. with,
Your podcast?
little
You start your own podcast?
yeah, with a little anecdote. I saw one of your videos where I think it was a draft video. You're
Mhm.
doing the draft with you and Kevin, and you had the your jet cups that you showing. You know, everyone had an older jet cup,
Yep.
and I had a jet glass that was given to me by my wife's cousin a while back, and back in the 70s and the 80s, you would be able to go to a gas station in New Jersey, buy a minimum of 8 gallons, and you
Mhm.
can get a glass. And from a Hess station,
Hess station. Yep.
you would get the glass.
Yep.
So I wanted to bring it on to show you, but I asked my wife where it is, and she told me she broke it about a while back. So I don't have it.
You know what's funny is a friend of mine. They used to have this big flea market, like a big those flea markets, huge though. It's like a big open field, and this guy would always sell these old Jets glasses, and it was like 6 glasses for $1. So I must have like all these old school logos and all those Hess glasses, man, all the old ones, dude.
Yeah,
I love all the old like the vintage stuff from the Jets. It's nicer than the new shit.
I saw your 9-minute video. I agree with you 100%. Just everything's going the way he wants to do it.
Yep.
You know, everything's you have to be positive about this whole thing.
To me, it's exciting. Like, how are you not excited about number 2 pick? Like, I'm excited about it. Like,
yeah,
everybody's so, oh, well, Wilson's gonna suck, and Wilson can't do this, and Wilson can't. It's like, dude.
yeah. I sent you that link. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
the
I was
video.
watching that. Yep.
It's just another take, but it seems to be a very similar take to others. So I
Yep.
don't know with this guy Sabo. I guess he has his own the Jets X Factor.
Yep.
You know, and they do it in depth. And but he made some good points about that. Fields and Lawrence stepped into a program that was already established.
Yep.
This kid had a losing record, I think a 500 record, and he as he played more, I think third year he became a winning record. So that gives, you know, you have to look at that as well.
Well, he overcame adversity, pro style offense, did a lot of different things. Yeah, and he's not surrounded by all stars.
And you know, everyone's talking about, oh yeah, but his shoulder, this and that. Hey, did Trevor Lawrence just have shoulder surgery himself recently? I guess he heals better than everybody else because he's the sexy pick. So
and Sam's been hurt since he's been here. So I mean,
exactly, yeah. But I mean, listen, I think it's going to be a fun year. I think there's a lot of players on that team that get a reset and see what have under this regime. And you made the point earlier with Sam. He didn't get rid of Sam until he knew he got his quarterback.
Yep.
So that's going to hold true with the guys he has on the team now. There's no reason to cut them right away. You got to make sure you have a replacement before you change them.
Well, that could happen in the draft. You draft a couple offensive linemen, then in Van Roten or Lewis, these guys become expendable.
Exactly, and you don't know where he's going to go because, like you said, there's just no rhyme or reason what he does. He has his plan. I right now think that he might trade down if nothing falls at that 23 that he likes. You know, but. I mean, I'm just speculating. Like
I just like how they're handling themselves. Like where he can explain the reasoning behind why he's doing things. He's being outspoken about it. He said, "Listen, I had an offer before free agency. I didn't take it because I want to see the quarterbacks throw the ball in person. I want to make sure they can pass the physical. All these different things. That's smart. Like he's he's like, I'm trying to conduct business the right way because I want to make the best possible decision I can and not be haphazard and not panic. So it's legitimate, I think. And the thing is, I like the whole story about how he had each coach on their own evaluate each quarterback and come back collectively at the end. So, okay, listen, tell me what you learned by yourself. And then they had a collaborative effort that way. I like that a lot, man. That's pretty interesting.
And now everyone has their positives and negatives. You know, everyone wants to make a story, but, you know, it's a collaborative effort. And when everyone is on the same page and you have a head coach talking to their GM, and there's no fighting, and they agree together to do something.
There's no agendas. Yep.
There's no agendas. You know, it's about time we finally had some sort of organizational structure in this team. You know, now you see Woody tweeting all the time now.
Yeah.
Who am I going to call on my next call?
It's great, man. But like, it's fun though, dude. Like, but see, like, we've all been so bitter and so angry for the last few years. We hated everything. Now it's like we just sit back and just enjoy things, just like laugh and enjoy, and like this. The sun's coming out now a little bit. We can exhale now.
Yeah, I don't see him grabbing a wide receiver early because I think he built.
If somebody drops him, I'd be tempted. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know he'd be tempted, but I'm thinking this is my thought: is he put money into the wide receiver? He built it. He added free agents in that class. He might hit more the areas where he didn't hit free agency. I could see him in the later rounds, maybe grabbing a wide receiver. Remember, he's got next year, and next year he also has all the collegiate, most likely all the collegiate. Who didn't play this year?
Everybody be back playing next year, so you have a full evaluation next year.
Yeah, because this draft, even though you see a lot of talent, there's a lot of guys that didn't play last year, so no one knows what they're getting. They're hoping to get what they saw in 2019 and some that played 2020. So you still got a lot of picks next year that can fill positions.
It's exciting, man.
Oh, it is. It's great. It's going to be, what do we got? 17 days till. Yeah, but it's fun.
We get a new quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not going with this negative. I saw Samini today. Right away. Okay, Edelman's retiring. You don't have to throw in there that he's got the most touchdowns and yardage against.
That's
the Jets.
What they do, though, man. Like that's why. Like it's like this is why they're losing subscribers. This is why they don't have they're like the Jets beat writers are dying a slow death, man. That was like the Brian Costello with the OJ joke. Could not be the more classless, ridiculous tweet that what Brian Costello wrote. I'm like, dude.
I'm wondering, is it with McCagnon? They were getting stories, and with this guy, they don't get any leaks. So they
were getting stories directly from him. We saw it firsthand, man.
Yeah, and they're not getting nothing.
We watch it firsthand. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. You say, but he's not getting nothing from Douglas, so they just have to be negative about the whole thing instead of being. They
don't even get scoops on the guys we're signing. They're finding out afterhand with that too.
Yeah, and it makes them look bad. Makes them look bad is that they're not in the know, and they're the beat writers,
Well, and the other thing too is there is a good portion of this fan base that feeds on negativity, so they usually capitalize on that group where they get their clicks and their following. But now most of us are onto it and kind of expose them for the shit they do, and now they're losing that too now. So it's
I think if they take Wilson, I think they will. I think he's going to be good. I think because there's just so much positive takes on this kid. Not dude,
when you have Gil Brandt raved about him, man. There's certain longtime executives or certain longtime analysts I really, really appreciate and listen to. He's one of them, dude, and he was really, really high on him.
Yeah, I mean he's come a long way, the kid. So we got to give him credit for that. And I wasn't high on him at the beginning, but the more and more I see, the more I listen to others that actually take the time to evaluate him. You have to appreciate it. You know what else I appreciate? I appreciate guys like you. I appreciate guys like Jets 24/7, Jets Central. I've never seen so much streaming and channels about the Jets. It's pretty damn cool about all these fans. They just for their team, and I don't see that many. I don't see that many Giants channels or any other team channels. There's so much for the Jets. It's great to see. I see there's another one. I forget the name of it. They were talking about what made them Jet fans, and they talk from the heart, which I appreciate. They really love. They love this. They love the team no matter what, and it's good to see. There's a lot of good Jet fans out there, and they're positive. And
everyone booing you.
Everyone that's listening and that's on the chat, listen. You could be negative, this and that, but it's still your team, no matter what. And there'll be good things and there'll be bad things, but always know that it's always going to be your team regardless. Okay. And look at the positives, because right now everything's been positive. It's not like everyone wants that sexy pick all the time. They want that, they want that fantasy team.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. And then
what kind of dog do you have? We want to know what kind of dog you have.
He is where are you, Riley? He is
look
he's
at
a
him.
mix. Yeah. He's a mix. It's my son's dog, but I have to take care of it. He's a mixed Australian and German Shepherd. We got him from a place in Jersey who goes down south and gets rescue dogs. And we had him as a
Very
puppy.
nice.
He's 2 years old, and he's a great dog, but he doesn't eat his kibble. He wants real food. And so now he's starving because we have to put him on his force him to eat the kibble. That's our mistake, but he has to start eating. So he's whining, but he'll pick at it when he gets hungry. But
Ephraim,
it's good. Hey, listen,
thanks, Joe, man.
always good
Appreciate
to
it.
talk to you. Be well. Take care. Anytime. I like that. Anytime. That was a good thing on the headband. I have to give you that. Take
Have a
care,
good night.
everybody. Be well.
You too. Yeah, I think Legend did well, man. Legend stepped up. I told him he's be on tonight. You got his own headband made. He's got to get credit for that shit. So give the dog a sandwich. Let's see. Let's go a couple more comments here. Feed him kangaroo. Let's see. What else we got here? Any promoting his YouTube channel. There's that. Also want to give out Ephraim's excellent, man. Let's see. What we got? Get Riley a Jet jersey. Oh shit, my bad. Make it for a Jet. Yeah, we just promote everybody here. Let's see. Legend could be better than prime time. I mean, you have the right tire at least. We will go to Jake. What's up, man?
Hey, Tyson. How you doing?
Yo, Jake.
Can you see me?
Good. How you doing, man?
You're a little fuzzy.
I think it is frozen. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe it's mine or yours. Hold on. Let me bring it on. I'm lagging. Oh, great. Let me try this again. The stream. Let's see if this is any better. Is this any better? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a touch better.
And there was one. I don't know.
Can you see me?
I don't know. Maybe it's my I can see you fine. Let's see. This is back. Could be my Wi-Fi. Is it yours or mine? Maybe it's mine.
No, you're better now.
Looks like it's better now.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyson, I know we talked about 2 weeks ago about the whole Fields thing. I have some very horrific news to tell you. The next day, my father passed away.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, sorry to hear that, man.
I know. Like, my grandfather was weeks before that, and it was unexpected. And I didn't want to come on here to talk about it. Just, you guys have been an open forum for mental health and everything. So I just wanted to share that first. It's
Damn. Prayers with your family, man. That's awful.
Yeah, it's been a very hard couple weeks, and which is even worse, like the Sam Darnold news, the trade was the day of my birthday on April 5th. So like that was like I didn't even have time like that day to even process what happened. So it was just it was. I'm sorry to be such such bad news today. I just you guys have been a good forum, so I just wanted to say it out loud.
Oh, man. That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, but once again,
It's freezing.
what's up? Can you see me? You're kind of
No,
lagging.
again, I think I wasn't sure if it's frozen or not.
Yeah, no, you're lagging a little bit, but
Fuck, am I lagging again?
What's that?
What the fuck? Why the fuck's my thing lagging so much right now?
I don't know. I can
That's
kind
better, I
of.
think. I don't know what the fuck
I'll
happened.
keep going if you want to reset it. That's fine. I don't mind again, but so yeah, a little bit there, but yeah, no, I finally. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate it, and thank you, everybody. I know I've shared personal stuff on this room, and I guess, I just do want to say one thing, guys, is, I'm passionate about the Jets. It's sports. Just remember that, like, life's short, and through COVID and everything, I have to have a new outlook on this. And I was going to come on, like, probably in this chat a couple weeks ago and say more stuff about Justin Fields, because I'm kind of almost just admitting at this point, like, we're probably going to take Zach Wilson, and I'm just not going to sit here and fight and argue, scream about it anymore. Like, if it's the right move, I hope, and I guess I'm getting onto football first right now, Tyson, is I really just hope he is at least like a top 10 quarterback or a suitable, formidable quarterback that we can have for this offense. Like, I think we've all wanted in the end, and, I've had a little time to think about the Sam Darnold trade, which personally, I guess I want to go to the Sam Darnold trade for a second. Didn't mean to go on a rant, but I think they got great compensation for him. We were all talking about, like, the third, like, and I told you before, like, if we had like a third, fourth round pick only for him, I would have been very upset, because it just would have shown just how we just botched this so bad. But, Joe Douglas surprises me when it comes to trades. He gets value in places that maybe we can, like the Jamal Adams trade with the 2 first rounders in the third. Didn't expect that. We got the second and the fourth. The 6th rounder this year is kind of just like, I don't know, a flyer pick, kind of just like, we'll make a pickup. And actually the 4th rounder is going to make up for the Jamal Adams trades next year. So really this is like a second round pick essentially for Darnold. I didn't watch his press conference today. I read a little about it. Yeah, I'm at a point, I'm like, we got to move on, and I'm not going to sit there and comment about everything. Look, you know what? I'm happy for the kid. I do like Sam Darnold as a person. It's not easy coming to this city and just getting your brains bashed in, and they give you no protection. Like, that's something I will say that we just and Joe Douglas admitted it. We just didn't do the right things for him. He really just got battered and bruised. And, I mean, I don't think Carolina's line is truthfully that much better. I guess he gets Pat Elflein there. He's someone he knows, and he'll have Robbie Anderson to throw to. So
a better offense. Yeah,
listen, Joe, look, I think if anything, it's Joe Brady's biggest test to show, will he get offensive head coaching opportunities next year? I think it's a big test for him, because if we're already going to start seeing what he did with Mike Davis and Teddy Bridgewater, then if you can make Sam Darnold a decent enough quarterback that can win you 8-9 games and a shot at the playoffs or make the playoffs, like, he's going to get head coaching consideration next year. I don't think it's a question. He will. So anyway, so for the quarterback position, listen, I've had some time to look at Wilson. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a homer. I need to see it to believe it. I've kind of been that way since we missed out on Trevor Lawrence. Like, if we're going to take Wilson, I want to see it. I know he's got a quick release. I know that he can scramble, make plays like Patty Mahomes and all these comparisons that everyone's talking about. Or I just, I guess the only piece of comfort I can get out of it is just that people are talking about him fitting a system. And maybe I've been blinded by that, by my Fields homer. I still hope the guy we take Fields, I will be thrilled. But in the end of the day, I think everyone's taking quarterbacks now based upon being a system fit. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to just be taken anywhere the first pick, is why are you not going to take him? I still don't believe Chris Sims in this. Like, I think Wilson's better than Lawrence. I remember that whole rant.
There's been like 3 or 4 analysts that said that. Even Gil Brandt said that he thought Zach Wilson's is very, very close to Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe it's the lack of competition. Maybe, like, I think Afram just said before that, the rosters were stacked, and, obviously I'll give Fields credit. He plays on a very talented roster every year from Ohio State. They recruit well, but I think he's different from the bunch, and, I'm not going to make a huge crazy argument about it. I just hope that after we get the quarterback, which will probably be Wilson. I agree with you also. If a Rashad Bateman's there at 23, I would absolutely want to take him. Like, I just feel, why are we going to pay the money for Jamison Crowder? The only reason I think people wanted to keep Crowder was so that Darnold had another receiver into his third regime to hang on to. And
safety blanket.
We just don't owe that to him. And I think, like, you won't be surprised if Chris Herndon gets cut at camp. Like, you're going to see things like that possibly happen, because Ryan Griffin, maybe he has an elite. JD has an allegiance to because of signing him, even though I wouldn't keep him. Running back Ty Johnson, I'm fine keeping him. I'm fine with P. Ryan playing. It's just the only thing I want them to do, because let's face it, the only running back on this roster that's going to be long-term is P. Ryan, because Tevin Coleman's a 1-year deal. Ty Johnson's a 1-year deal.
Josh Adams.
Josh Adams. Yeah. I don't mind in the 4th round, they want to draft a running back. I don't want Travis Etienne. I don't want Najee Harris. I don't understand why people think it's so dire to take a running back so early, because you're not going to pay him in 3 years. You're just not going to pay them. And I'd rather keep redrafting running backs every year until, you churn. It's a hard reality, but I think that's what's going to happen. And then just with cornerback, I hope we get at least a cornerback in the first 2 rounds, 3 tops. But if you see JC Horn's jumping off the rankings, they're talking about him being a top 10 pick. I saw that minutes ago on a draft. Asante Samuel, you're going to look at we're going to go through the whole corner list probably in the next couple of weeks, but I really hope they really just get offense as the priority. I really just hope
but so I agree that offense is a priority, but I think you can't, I'll keep saying this, you can't draft need in the first round. You get your best value with that second pick though. So if your best value, that second pick is a corner, you wouldn't take corner in the first round?
If JC Horn is there, which he won't be, I would. If Asante Sam is there, I would consider corner. I would. I feel like we paid the money for Lawson. Why are we going to take Rosal and all these guys?
Right.
I would even consider taking Newsome. I would be okay taking Newsome out of Northwestern if he's available. I mean, I don't see why we still wouldn't take an offensive guard. I think guard is a very crucial position because, I mean, is Lewis going to be here? Is Lewis even really starting? I mean, I thought he had a falling out with
well, he had a falling out with Gase.
I thought so. JD and him still have a good chemistry together. Is that what the story?
I have no idea. He's still here. I don't understand it at all.
Story at all. It was just he just walked off and said I had mental health problems. It's like Kevin Love, who said he had mental health problems for years with his depression. I don't really understand how it all works today, but and Van Roten, will he start? Will he be the starter? I don't know. Then we get into the whole topic of Cameron
that's the whole thing. I think you have to get through the draft and see what pieces did he get in the draft offensive line. And so, okay, listen, now we drafted 2 guards or whatever it is. Somebody's expendable now. Now we can cut a Van Roten. I think the same thing with how they handled Sam Darnold, where it's listen, we want to see these quarterbacks first, make sure we know what we're getting before we trade him. Yeah. I think it's gonna be the same thing with the draft. All right, let's see what we get first, and then make some of these cuts. I think there's really going to be a third wave of free agents going to happen right after the draft, where it's going to be all these guys. Whatever holes you don't feel that you didn't draft, you got to go sign guys. So I think that's going to happen too. It's going to be interesting, man.
There's going to be bargains after free agency. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I just want to say,
prayers with your family, man. Hang in there, dude.
Yeah,
if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me for sure.
I had to just say one. Primetime talked about. I think he said his dad's having dementia issues. Is that correct? Or he's having
his mother's having some health issues.
His mother. I if he was on tonight, I tell him just be very happy and blessed. That's all I want to say. And
stay strong, my friend.
If you do another video about mental health and all that, I would love to participate in that further. So
absolutely, man.
All right. So thank you for talking to me tonight. I'm sorry I'm not at the best of terms of things. I'm still processing everything, but this has just been a great thing for me to kind of vent for a couple minutes. So thank you.
Hit me up, dude. We're on Twitter and everything else. Hit me up, send me a message.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too, man. Take care, dude. All right. That was our good friend Jake. I'd like to see Ty Johnson returning kicks and punts for the Jets. He's quick, did some returning Detroit. And one thing the Lions have done well is consistently as special teams. I like Ty Johnson, man. I like Ty Johnson a lot. That's one thing that you wish you saw more of him last year. I'd have no problem with that at all. Put the ball in his hand, man. No problem with that whatsoever. Hey, Tyson, love the channel. First of all, thank you, Chris. Love the channel and your content. I'm a Bills fan, but I still watch. Hey, man, we got a lot of Bills fans joining us, so definitely thank you very much. We appreciate that. And the Bills are lucky, man. You guys are quite lucky because your freaking guys are all coming back. They all bought into your system and your quarterback and everything else. So thanks for watching. And check out the Crowd Assist podcast, man. I was on there. It's a Bills show. I was on there on Friday. Check them out. They're a really good show. And a really good friend of mine's a Bills fan, too. We talk shit pretty much every day. So we'll go on, keep going on here. Thank you. The singing preacher. I hit Tyson about Twitter, couldn't even get a follow. Dude, I'll follow you back, man. We got a lot of those. Let's see. Oh, the Pat McAfee show. Oh man, yeah. Then you saw Mark Schlereth, his little video ripping Jet fans. What's up, Johnny? Let's see. I'm a lot calmer without prime time. I got my friend Legend here, man. He keeps me calm. So, and I'm just in a good mood, man. I'm excited about the Jets right now. Like I'm excited about the draft. I'm excited about the future. Like all the drama's gone, man. It's just about getting picks and being a well-coached team. So now we could bring on Ghost Pepper. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up, Tyson? How you doing?
Oh, you got your jersey laid out right now and the pillows.
That's a classic Kelly Green 68 name it jersey.
Do I at least give credit for his headband? I mean, shit, I thought that was creative.
That is a dope headband.
So what's on your mind, man?
Well, actually, you just mentioned that drama-free. It's like, that's one of the low-key things about this offseason is that the last 4 or 5 years, there's always been some drama, something that for the media to head on and just to rile up our fan base because they love nothing more than to find something to poke the Jets at because they know we come and just go for it, give them all the clicks that they want to get all their attention. And that's one of the low-key things about this offseason because I was watching your video that you just did on the state of the Jets. I agree with everything you said. And I think a couple things you didn't mention was just how it's nice to have a quiet offseason, no scandal, no, what is this going to happen to this guy in court? No, how long is this guy going to get suspended? No, why did this guy bring in a gun to LaGuardia? No nonsense. I mean, seriously, who goes? I still have not.
Don't jinx us, man. We still got a long way to training camp, man. A lot of shit can still happen.
I mean, it's nice to have quietness in the offseason.
Well, it wasn't really quiet. You had the whole Sam Darnold drama up until about a week ago, so that's not.
Yeah, but that's a little different from guys literally dropping the nuke on this franchise and the whole beef between the GM and the head coach.
No, that's true. No, I mean that's true. I mean there's everybody's in symmetry now. You have all the general manager and head coach are all cool. Everything, and now the whole Darnold thing is over with. So there's really no drama, man. It's just get your quarterback, draft well, and just have some fun.
Yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait for the draft. I think at this point it's 96% chance it's Wilson. I mean, the one thing the comments made by Joe Douglas in the press conference where he's smiling about Steve, where he says, Steve Young's very well plugged into BYU. That's almost saying it without saying it.
No, I think it's pretty much as sure bet as you can have on April 12th that the Jets taking Zach Wilson. So I mean, it's all signs are leaning that way. They're all pretty happy, and now everybody wants to see you eat a pepper, man. Don't you owe us a pepper?
Yeah, I gotta find a pepper plant. Like I went to a Home Depot, a Lowe's, and a Walmart. None of them are selling. Like they have all of them. Like
you go to a food store for a pepper. You don't go to fucking Home Depot. Don't you buy food in a food store?
No, I buy the plant so that I can have peppers for later. So I grow them for later. I grow my own.
All right, so you have none grown right now. So we got to wait for you to grow a ghost pepper to eat it.
Unfortunately,
we don't have that much time.
Yeah, it's just the draw. Last year was not a good year for peppers for some reason. I only got 4 of them last year.
Come on, man.
Someone's saying I need to find a marijuana plant. Oh my God, Robert Paul in there in the chat. You got to wait a couple more months before you can grow them. I think.
You can't just go to a fucking food market and go buy pepper and go buy it. You got to make it's got to be a home.
None of the stores that buy me sell ghost peppers. They used to, but not anymore. That's the Stop and Shop by me. They stopped. Every time you find something they like, they say, "Oh, they stopped selling it."
Yeah, in there's Trader Joe's, nothing over there, nothing. What the hell? So now, in order for you to, we have to find the ghost pepper and mail it to you in order for you to eat it. That's what you're telling us.
I gotta get another plant. I think I do have some ghost peppers somewhere. I'm not sure where. I have them stored away.
All right, then.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll get you one for next time. All right, I promise.
How about a chili pepper?
No, I don't know any of their songs.
He owes us the pepper, man. He does because the last time you owed us, you said. So, are you gonna play us any music? That's the next question they want to know.
Maybe I was actually listening to an album from my favorite band.
Oh God, what is it? A band that we know, or is it some kind of fucking?
Oh no, it's a very well known band.
Oh Christ, Pink Floyd. Don't you know any new shit?
I haven't listened to a lot of contemporary bands.
Why not?
Like the most contemporary bands I listen to are probably Claypool, Lennon Delirium, Tame Impala, and Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, did you learn the Titanic song yet?
No, I gotta get that. I'll get that for the draft so that way I can.
Wait a minute. So then you promised us 3 different things. You're coming through with none of them. So no pepper, no Titanic song. You pretty much.
I just wanted to come on here and talk about some football. I'm just getting.
What is this, a football show now? Now you want to talk football with us? This is about music and peppers. The fucking football. What the hell? This is some bullshit.
I just feel like sometimes I come in here, I'm just the gimmick guy, and I just feel like, dude, I'm going to be honest with you, brutally 100% honest. I'm just getting a little bit tired with the gimmick stuff, and I feel like I'm just here for the gimmicks, and that's it. I'm just a useless piece of lump.
No, you're part of our show, man. This is all part of it. You share your Jets takes and you play music for us. What do you think Elias does? Elias shares his Jets takes. We had him play like 30 songs last week. All right, so then give us. Okay, we'll ask you one more football question before we go. So
I want to ask you this one thing. You ever find it weird that the Jets are a team generally associated with defense, yet every Hall of Famer you associate with the Jets is on offense?
The Jets are usually associated with defense. Well, the sack exchange.
But none of them are in the Hall of Fame. You think of a team with the Jets are with defense, but all are Hall of Famers. Joe Namath, Don Maynard, Winston Hill, Weave Eubank, Curtis Martin, Kevin Mawai. If you want to throw John Riggins in there, if you want to throw him because he was there for, but if you want to throw him in there, but all the guys are on offense.
That is interesting. I never really thought about that. That's actually a good point. I never thought. Well, Joe Klecko should be in there. That's a crime.
Definitely. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
No, that's actually an interesting point. I never even thought about that. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Jets, I guess if you're looking at the history of the franchise, it's always about what Namath, I guess Toonan Walker, Klecko's Gastineau. Yep.
And his big sack season and the dancing and his amazing hair.
That's an interesting point, man. Vincent, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Appreciate. Where's your dogs at?
Right now, my dogs are upstairs. They're relaxing. Like one of them's got like a lesion on their lower stomach.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, it's been there. We've been trying to get rid of it for like ever, because she can't stop licking herself down there. Unfortunately.
Okay, that sucks. All right. That's it. Have a good night, man. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Never know what to expect when we do these. So he didn't want to eat something, man. I tried. He's more than a musician. Oh, oops, my bad. This one, more than a musician. He does owe us Ghost Peppers, man. He owes us a song and Ghost Peppers. Let's see. Tired of the gimmick stuff. I guess isn't what this show's all about. It's usually some kind of bullshit, but you didn't miss anything, man. We've only been doing this. We've been live about what, hour and 15 minutes, and nothing really, just bullshitting. And the koala's finally here. Thank God for that. All right, we will go to Vinny and the Jets. What's up, man?
Tyson, how are you?
Oh, you sound serious, man. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I do have a better Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything goes wrong, maybe mine tonight. I don't know what the hell's wrong with mine, but
I wish things had worked out better that night because, I know Primetime went out of his way to go to the grocery store and get, what he needed to do the competition. But, hey, we'll figure
Your
out.
Your food came out excellent, too. You posted that shit on Facebook. It looked tremendous.
Well, I needed to prove a point. I really actually did complete it, I didn't go to all that trouble for nothing.
No, it looked great for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. So, really quick, and I'll let the other viewers get on. With the Jets taking most likely Zach Wilson in the first round in a couple weeks, I was thinking, what would you think about a different approach of how they're going to handle it? What I mean by that is, how about bringing in a veteran quarterback like an Alex Smith, let him start the first half of the season, and when the time is right, ease Wilson into the starting lineup. Don't just throw him out there to the Wolves. I mean, we've done it so many times with, Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. I just don't want to ruin another kid. What would you say?
I don't mind signing Alex Smith. The Brian Hoyer thing, whatever. I mean, he's not really good.
He's not an NFL starting quarterback. Let's be real. I would even try to see if you could make a play for like a late round pick for bring in a Teddy Bridgewater, maybe a Jimmy Garoppolo, if that's possible. Like I said, we don't have a good reputation of developing quarterbacks out the gate. And you know how the media market is. The second he throws a pick, it's going to be full-blown war.
Yeah, but then they're idiots then, because what you have to understand is when he comes here his rookie year, you're going to expect a lot of mistakes, a learning curve, and everything else. That's just what happens to rookie quarterbacks. Now, if he comes in, like, if you have a veteran quarterback and say Zach Wilson isn't having a good training camp or isn't having a good preseason, you're not obligated to start on week one. You can say, listen, the kid's not ready or he's whatever, and you play somebody else. Like, you don't throw him out there, he's not ready. The only thing is, this offense is supposed to be very quarterback friendly, quick reads. So that should favor a kid like that. But I mean, if you want to go for Alex Smith, dude, I prefer Alex Smith over Hoyer for sure, because Hoyer's just not good.
Well, and a lot with that being
and
said,
Nick Mullins is still hurt. So
I was just gonna say, not to cut you off, but a lot of the great ones sat for the first, for the beginning of the careers. If you look at Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, and all those guys have in common, they're all gonna go to the Hall of Fame, and they all sat.
Yeah, well, I mean. Yeah, but it depends on how ready he is, man. If he's sitting there ready and he looks like he can handle the job week one, you don't sit him because, we have to sit him because we don't. If he's ready, he's ready, man. Like, I say you shouldn't, like, say the first day of training camp, you don't name him the starter. You say, okay, listen, it's a competition. When we figure out who's ready to start, they start and go from there. Like, I don't mind Alex Smith, dude. I think that's actually a good idea. This is why we had the conversations over the last couple of weeks of, like, all these backup quarterbacks were getting signed. You're like, wow, why aren't the Jets, like even CJ Beathard, guys that have started games, won games, have played in this offense before? Like, why not make that commitment? Now it's Sam's gone. Like, your backup quarterbacks are what, James Morgan and Mike White? Nothing there. So you're gonna have to sign somebody.
But I don't think if he's the best man in training camp coming out the gate, throw him out there and, let's roll with it and see how it goes. Yep. If not, like I said, I'm all for a veteran presence, just to, do it a different way for a change.
No, listen, I think that's completely fine, dude. Let him earn it. And if he's ready, great. If he's not, he's not. Don't force it. Let's learn from all our mistakes in the past. We've learned a shitload of them. And I'm sure the one really cool thing is Joe Douglas has seen a lot of it firsthand himself. He was there when Flacco first started. The whole Carson Wentz thing. He's been around a lot of the young quarterbacks, so he's seen a lot of mistakes other teams have made, and he's seen things work too. So we'll see what happens, man.
We will. Well, thanks for having me on again until prime time.
Plug your channel too, man. Plug your podcast.
I want to know something. I've been lazy with that. I haven't dropped an episode in a month. I've been trying to do that with the Darnold trade going down. So I'll get more on top of it once we have weekly games.
Come on, man. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night. All right. That's Vinny. We got Jeff C. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Tyson. Thanks for having me on. You hear me all right?
Yeah, you're good. Crystal clear.
Sweet. Yeah, so I just have you mentioned a little bit earlier in the live that you would be down to trade up for a higher caliber player, maybe a falls, or if a tackle falls or something like that. Personally, I love that idea, right? Because you have so much draft capital, you can, make sure that you get one of the high quality starters, and we see it every year. A guy like last year, CeeDee Lamb, no one saw him fall into 17, right? Yep. If a Jalen Waddle falls to the late teens, I think you can make a move to go up there, right? And what are you going to get at 23? I feel like this draft more, and this is pretty common with a lot of drafts, but this draft, for the most part, you have your high caliber players, and then after 20, you have a big range of players that can go anywhere from 20 to 50, right? You know what I mean? So it's like you might as well use a 3rd round pick, move up 3-4 spots. You know what I mean? So I'm really about that.
No,
idea,
I mean,
so.
it's going to be fascinating how Joe Douglas handles this, man, because he's got a lot of draft resources. So he can be as creative as he wants. He can move up, move back, but he needs playmakers, man. He's got to fill some of these holes, a lot of holes that he didn't fill in free agency.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, like, you can wait and pray that one of the interior linemen to follow you. You can get like an Elijah Vera Tucker, or I think Darisaw could move to guard, be a really high quality guard in this league, really physical guy. So, I mean, pray, but like if one of those guys, like I said, one of those guys are falling, you move up. And I would also be like, I know this guy's like falling real hard because of his back injury, but Caleb Farley, man, like if he gets past 20, dude, like if he goes to 20, I'm not waiting for the Tennessee Titans, who have taken injury-ridden players before. They took Jeffrey Simmons, at 18 or whatever 2 years ago. I'm not going to wait for the Titans to pick Caleb Farley right in front of me. That would kill me. You know what I mean? So.
No, it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm so curious to see how he handles this first round. I'm so curious if he moves up, if he stays there. Like he's got some opportunities, man. And there's like some glaring holes. Like the secondary is a glaring hole. Corner is it's screaming right now. So
it's bad. It's really bad. I mean, Bryce Hall, your 5th round pick, is your number 1 corner right now. That's not good. You're not looking so hot there, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Look all 3 corner positions. I mean, they're all unknowns. Like Bless Austin, Jablin, Guidry, all these guys we want to have hope in. But I mean, even Ashton Davis back there, you're not really sure what he is. I mean, they have
no idea. You can chalk that up to Gase, though. You know what I mean?
Those are Joe Douglas's his draft picks, man. So we got to hope.
Yeah, they're Joe. That brings up another question, right? Because he got run out of Miami because he was trying to overthrow, the Miami front office. You know what I mean? So how many of those picks do you think were actually Douglas picks, or how many of those do you think are Gase guys? That's something to take into consideration as well. Like maybe he Gase was like, hey, I need Cameron Clark.
Look how many times they tried to get Kalen Balazs, the running back from Miami. I mean, like,
it's ridiculous. I mean, how many touches like Frank Gore's had? I mean, that's like beating a dead horse at this point. But like, good God,
that's why you're glad. That's why you're glad the hierarchy's changed now, where it's like Joe Douglas, the general manager, the coach reports to him, the personnel's on Joe. Like, there's accountability everywhere now, man. Like now, it's like there's no more power struggles here. So
no, totally. I agree with you. But that was my big thing, really. I just I want to see if we can secure one of those top. I'm a Waddle guy too. Like I really like Waddle, and if he falls to like 16, I'm okay giving up, next year's 2nd or something like that. We have 2 of them. You go up and you get shoot. I mean, you gotta. I
agree.
You gotta use that capital. You got it. So
playmakers, man. Yeah. Need playmakers.
Yep. And also shout out to 2 callers before. What was it? Was it Vinny? Or Vin? He brought up Lennon Claypool delirium. Are you a Les Claypool fan too?
I am, but he's like an old school. He's like a guitarist. He's got like 10 guitars behind him and shit. So
yeah, totally. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big Claypool guy myself. Big into Primus and
nice,
like all his other projects and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a shout out to him. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for you today.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
For having me on. Yeah, thanks for having me on the.
Have a good night
on the show. You too.
All right, so we will go. Let's see a couple more comments here. Let's see. We got a lot of. That James Morgan pick right now. Your backup quarterbacks are James Morgan and Mike White. It's a good time what that is. Let's see. And now we will bring on one of the biggest celebrities of the day. Yo, what's up, my friend?
That's it.
What's up?
What's up? How are you?
Do you see Legends headband, man?
Yeah, I think he stole that from my ex.
How you doing, man?
It's good. It's a lot more positive today. I don't know why.
Well, because it's me, man. Because prime time's negativity's not here. It's all.
I know. It was a joke.
How you?
And there's a lot less waffling going
That's
on.
true.
As well.
That's true. Much
I
less
wonder
waffling.
why.
So it's more positivity,
wonder
less
why.
waffles.
Yeah. I'll call in tomorrow and deal with you. Because I got some.
They're not talking to me for some reason. They're not. Tyrone and Primetime aren't talking. I'm too positive for my guess. I'm too happy.
I got something to say to the Waffle King. But anyway, first off, condolences to Jake and R.I. And also R.I.P. to DMX.
Yeah, crazy. Yep, absolutely, most definitely.
So, but yeah, let's talk Jets for a minute.
Okay.
I like Jake. I've come to the realization that the Jets are drafting Wilson.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. Wilson is a great quarterback. Like another Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
But
It always comes back to your Seahawks somehow, you bastard.
I had to. But
I see how you roll.
But when it comes to pick 23, I know everyone wants to go offense. But if there's not, if there's no guards to take, no tackles, in my opinion, you have to get a defensive back, whether it be Joe Horn, Caleb Fairley, or the guy from Northwestern whose name escapes me, Newsom,
yep.
Yeah, Chaz Newsom, I think that's his name.
Yeah, no, you're right. Listen, Jose, you're right. You look at it like this, where it's like, you want the best value at that pick. You don't want to reach. You don't want. So the best value is there. It's a corner. Take the corner because the corner is a need, man. It's a glaring hole in the secondary. Like,
exactly.
You could always go offensive line, second round, third round. There's plenty of other options for it.
You can always get a guard. There's a center out of a small school, Wisconsin, Whitewater, that you can get in the third round who will fall. And the reason I think that the Jets haven't gone offensive line this offseason, and the thought came to me a couple of days ago, is the LaFleur, your offensive coordinator.
Yep.
He did a lot of good things with the shitty online.
Yep.
Last season, he's probably thinking, shit, if I did.
You're right.
If I did that good with that crappy online in San Francisco with Mike McGlinchey out of Notre Dame, no offense.
No, I'm not offended.
I know you're a Notre Dame guy, but that guy is a fucking turnstile.
He is. No, you're right. No, but I mean, he has veteran guys, so they can say, listen, I believe in these guys. Like, he may believe in some of the veteran guys, or they can bring in some other ones. I mean,
exactly.
They have some options.
So I'm not with primetime fucking panicking. Oh my god, our online sucks. No. Go look at San Francisco's online and see how bad they suck.
Well, and this is going to be a different offense, much better, quicker reads, ball gets out of the hand. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of new expectations for this offense, man.
Meanwhile, before you started the podcast, people thought I was going to be your co-host. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you could. You'll be our special guest. But you know what it was? I was gonna see if you wanted to be the special guest. But then Legend came up to me and Legend made a new headband. I'm like, I gotta get him on, man. He was excited to show everybody this. I had to make him the guest.
So now I gotta get that headband. That headband back.
Yep, you need the Zach Wilson headband. Then you could be a special guest.
Or I can get it back from my own.
Jose, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tyson. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Go Jets.
There you go. Go Jets. All right. So thanks, Jose, for joining us. Yeah, see? And thank you guys for all joining, because I know it's a Monday night and it's just a quiet time, man. There's not really a lot to talk about. So I figured talk to everybody, see how everybody's doing. I see Cassandra's ready to just go after Tyrone once again, which is always fun. Tomorrow night we'll be live at 8:30 to 10:30 on Block Talk Radio. We take live calls for 2 hours. It'll be me, Tyrone, and Primetime. Hopefully, if they're all there, if they're back talking to me, I don't know. Jose is the real legend. That is for damn sure. So let's see here. What else we got here? Somebody had a question, but this thing went too fast. I freaking missed it. I have no idea what happened with Deshaun Watson, so I don't know. Oh, did Rutgers want to come on and defend this George Kittle take? I don't know. I don't know about that. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it. It was kind of like an impromptu one. Like I said, we haven't done this in a while, so we want to get back on our routine. We have a lot of stuff planned for the draft, so stay tuned for that. Oh, you do want to come on? Uh-oh. Primetime is coaching baseball. I guess he has indoor practice. I have no idea. What else we got here? Appreciate you too, man. Jose's funny as hell, man, with his McGlinchey takes. That's freaking. I'll give you a second. Come on, man. What give you a second? What are we doing here? We got comb your hair. Oh my god, the shit I do for you, man. What else we got here? I didn't do anything to them, man. They're just all mad at me. I'm too positive. They think I'm enjoying this all too long. Primetime is showing Darnold highlights to his team. He's probably going over the press conference from today. Uncle Primetime took a trip to Canada, viewed his girlfriend. That could be. We got to do the live. I think the live stream is going to be once the draft is over. Probably easier. We'll do that, and we'll do the Gase thing too. We got my koala down here too. Primetime took a trip to Carolina. All right, here he is. Rutgers, what's up, man?
Hey Tyson, how you doing?
Doing good, man.
I'm doing good too. I kind of want to talk. I kind of want to talk a bit. Can we talk about like how I feel about the Jets before we hit the Kittle stuff?
Sure.
I just really positive. I'm like you. Real happy. Been enjoying this right now. I think I'm actually very excited. Looking forward. Everyone's talking about Wilson and this and that, but it's been a while since we've had like a good defense where I can enjoy watching us get stops and make plays where even before when as of late when we had some good defensive stretches where when we had those win streaks, Jamal Adams was playing really good, May was playing really good, but I was doing my hair all show, where we've had some good plays and some good stretches, but like a really stacked defense like we had before.
We've had no identity, man. We've had no identity at all.
It was weird because we hired a defensive coach with Bulls, and at times the defense struggled a bit, and then Fitzpatrick was really good that year, and the offense was kind of carrying us a bit, except for when it struggled. And then we had an offensive coach in Gase, and then the defense was always the best unit throughout all those years. So I think this time we're looking to have a balance of both, but I really like what we did this offseason because we all wanted the big splash, and I did too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna act like I didn't come on this show talking about Thuney. Let's spend the money on the line. If Allen Robinson hits, let's go after him. I did say that. But I do like what we ended up with, and a little focus on defense, even though it's some contracts where we can easily get out of. The having a good defense will make it so much easier for Wilson when he does start playing. because we know we love to have a great line, we love to have great weapons, and that's all part of helping him. But a defense that can really, get him the ball, get him chances, instead of just putting him in a bad situation every single time you come out, you're down 21 points. You don't score the first 2 drives, the next thing you know, you're in a blowout.
Yep.
So
you also need disruptive players too, guys that can get those turnovers. Like that's what Carl Lawson can do. Like you need disruptive guys that you got to be accountable for. Like, you know what I mean? Like we haven't had those kind of players. You have Quinn Williams. That was it. Hopefully Mosley can come back and do something, but Carl Lawson can do. I mean, I'm so excited to see him play, man.
I think that's also a great point, where we talk about Lawson, his explosiveness, because, I think we talk the QB pressures, and I think I've seen PT be a little bit negative, a little bit of time where he talks about, if he doesn't get a certain amount of sacks, I'm not happy. And obviously we all want to see him, jump up and get 10 plus sacks at least and look great. But I think there is a world where, I've seen people talk about it, and I don't remember where I listen to a lot of shows. But they're, talking about how he fits into the scheme. And they're saying, like, even with all his pressures, you look at a lot of the pressures he had in Cincinnati, and the quarterback would end up just stepping up in the pocket because there's getting no pressure from the front. So every single time the pressure on the backside, and with Quinn Williams, the quarterback steps in, he's getting swallowed. You have Quinnen, you'll have Rankins, you'll have John Franklin Myers. So if he makes a pressure and that pressure turns into a sack for someone else, I don't see a problem with that. To where you can look at his stats and be like, oh my God, he's not doing his job. But if you watch the game, you can clearly see, he's doing his job.
A disruptive force, absolutely.
And
that's where sometimes it gets lost in numbers. But if say he only has 7 sacks, but Quinn Williams has 14, I mean, then you can kind of say, okay, what's the difference? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be there's so many ways you can feed off each other. So I'm excited, man. Like it's like different pieces to the puzzle, man. It's like a different defense, more aggressive, more blitzing, but now you have a legitimate pass rusher where the offense says, okay, where is he lined up? So we have to worry about him. We haven't had that in forever. Like Jordan Jenkins, I love Jordan Jenkins. He wasn't that guy. Like Basham and all these other guys, they weren't that either. I mean, our best pass rusher was Jamal Adams. That was the guy.
Yeah, and even when we had Rex and we had some solid rush, I think that defense was more of the cornerbacks making it easier on the linemen, so that the linemen, like with Cromartie and Revis, they have nowhere to throw it to. So you'll get pressure sometime. And I think this time we'll see where hopefully we draft a cornerback, but you will see the line making it easier on the DBs, like in San Francisco, where sometimes you're running a zone, you're running a little bit softer, you're gonna give them potentially a chance to make a catch, but because the quarterback's under so much pressure, he's not gonna have a chance to get beat deep really, because you don't have the time to make those plays. I think at the 23rd pick, real quick, we see a lot of people about different things, trading up, trading down. I think unless a really good weapon falls to you at 23, would fever. I wouldn't. I'd like the idea of trading up for Waddle. Personally, I wouldn't do it. What you're seeing a lot recently in these most recent drafts, and you look at next year as well, these really deep receiver classes, where sometimes we get all caught up in the the Waddle, the Chase, the Smith. Like last year, you're looking at what Judy, Lamb, and Ruggs, and the best receivers in the class so far have been Claypool and Jefferson.
Yep.
So I think it's something you see where I think I can't remember. I was watching a receiver break it down. I think it might have been on GMFB where he's talking about why the classes were so good, and he's talking about how the drills that they're doing from a young age, from in high school, especially like footwork things and all these different things, where before they would just be like, oh yeah, I have hands, I can catch, I can run, I'm strong, I can jump, and then they have to learn receiver, like how to really like run these routes and all these complicated route trees. Where you see right now we have all these deep classes because even though the most athletic players rise to the top, you have a lot of players who are down there who are they're fast and they can run routes beautifully. Like their timing on their routes is so good. They're breaking, their consistency with how they catch the ball. So where I think you can find that value in those lower rounds, to where I wouldn't give up a second rounder for next year to jump up a few spots to get Smith, when you're looking at it later this year and you can get some other good guys, or you can keep the receiving core you have right now, let Crowder go. I think it's a viable option, but let Crowder grow, and then next year you look at the draft and you evaluate it where if we've done really well enough, you could use a first rounder on a guy like Olave stayed. You'll have Garrett Wilson, who's also at Ohio State, who's going to be a stud. Garrett Wilson is so good. You have a lot of other good players who are going to be there, and like how Ephraim mentioned, there's players who didn't play this year, So you'll have a real stacked senior class where there's players who are juniors who aren't coming out. So I think we're in a great place next year with so many picks that I wouldn't really give them up.
People are waiting for your Kittle take, man.
Okay, so the Kittle take. My point with Kittle isn't that Kittle is a bad receiver, right? My point with Kittle was he's not as good as a receiver as some of the other guys. And it's more about how the system works with Shanahan than how.
Where would you rank Kittle in the top 5 tight ends in football?
Oh, he's definitely a top 5 tight end. I'm talking purely as a receiver. I'm talking my point is this. I think Kittle, if you were to put him in a system where, if you watch, I'm just talking about just watch the play up until the point of the catch, right? Where if you watch highlights for Darren Waller, where he has a lot of times where he's matched up, he's all the way on the outside. He's pretty much the outside receiver. He's matched up on a corner. Yep. He's running routes. He's running posts. He's running double moves. He's running go routes on receivers and just absolutely just beating them using his size, using his speed and his skill and his route running to get open. Where Kittle, you see oftentimes he lines up in the tight ends. They run a lot of play action. For example, I went and watched a video of last season's, not last 2 seasons ago in the mid Super Bowl, 51 of his catches, right? And the video had 51 catches, right? So he on 51 of those catches, 24 of them came off of play action, right? And I counted only 14 of those plays. He actually lined up and was a man-to-man and actually ran a route and beat his man. And 34 of those plays, I gave it as him being schemed open, which I mean, if you're watching up to the catch and you see this, you see different things where there's pick plays, you have play action to the right, and then he runs across the motion, it leads out to the left, and he's wide open. So I'm not saying that he's not getting open, but the thing is, if I, as a coach, is scheming a play to where everyone's play acting to the right, everyone's flooding to the right, the defense is always going to shift to the right. So when you come across to the left, does that mean that you got yourself open? Does that mean that I, as a coach, made a play that
So then who do you think's better, Travis Kelce or Kittle?
I think Kelce is better as a receiver for sure. I think Kittle.
You don't think Kelce gets schemed open?
He does, but if you watch Kelce's highlights, he also lines up a lot of times as a receiver. Kelce's always constantly in man too. If you watch, I'm saying if you actually because I think the thing that a lot of fans do where you'd watch a play and you'd watch the result of the play and you would look at the stats and you would say, George Kittle is this. And I think there's too many plays where if you watch the play and you would pause it at the point of the catch, you would see and don't watch the rest of the play, right? Because Kittle's a great running with the ball. But if you pause it at the point of the catch,
Kittle was rated as the best route runner in NFL at any position in 2019.
Bro, okay, John Livingston, go into a next gen website and look at the different route trees that Kittle runs and look at where the Kittle's lines up on most of those routes. You will see a ton of them will just be routes like this from the tight ends, just going across the field like this every single time. And you'll see Kittle has a lower depth of catch at the point of catch. It's his yards.
Kittle does better with not a better quarterback.
I mean, but Kittle also has. I'm not cherry picking. Okay, let me finish talking. Right. Also, this is something that you can track to more throughout Kyle Shanahan's career. Where if you look at Kyle Shanahan's career as when he was in Washington, where he was in Houston, where he was in other places, where tight ends in his system have always. Are you serious? Tight ends in his system have always had the best years of their career. You'll see tight ends in Kyle Shanahan's system. I think I can't remember all the names. I had your point? What's your ultimate point against George Kittle? Is he's not a great route runner? He is. My point about Kittle is that even though he's a great tight end, I think he's a top 3 tight end in the league for sure, top 2. I would say, because he is the best blocking tight end in the NFL, no question. I think that a lot of people, when you're looking at Kittle, you think more of the fact that you think, oh, Kittle is this, and that. But I'm saying there's a lot of it that comes to George Kittle's success where it is the team that's involved, where it is Shanahan that is allowing him and putting him in situations to get wide open. And I think it's relevant to us because we'll see that happen with our tight ends. That is really the point I was trying to get to, but then the chat started blowing up at me.
But that applies to a lot of players, though. There's the scheme, the offensive guys around them. Look at the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are loaded. I mean, if you have playmakers all over the place, obviously guys are going to get open because you can't account for everybody.
I get that. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm saying if I watched a lot of the Kelce stats and I mean plays, and I didn't take the notes for it because I was doing.
So right now, if you had what tight ends would you rather have ahead of Kittle for your team? Who would you rather have instead of Kittle?
As a receiver, I mean, I would Kelce, I would rather have. All right. And then I probably only be Waller. But because I think for our system, Kittle fits it perfectly. He can block amazingly. He will do things that other tight ends won't do. and then he'll in terms of the blocking game, and then he's solid enough and great enough as a runner with the ball that he'll be able to keep once you get him open on the play action stuff like that, he'll be able to go far. But I'm saying if you put him into a vertical type system, you won't see the same type of success that you did before. Because I'm like, my point is this, right? If you like Tyson, after this, if you have some time, watch some Kittle plays, and then just like
why am I going to watch Kittle? This is the shit you started. Don't bring me into your shit.
Okay,
I don't care about George Kittle. You're defending your case.
Okay,
don't bring me into your nonsense.
For anyone who wants to argue with me, you have to actually see what I'm talking about. Because what I'm
now wait, so you fire out these takes. Now you want us to all go study his film.
I mean, I'm not going to queue up the film and show it to here and take over the show. I'm just saying, if I'm telling you what I'm seeing from watching if you watch the video, it's clear to you. Because if you watch how they get open and the different scheme things they do, they're two very different schemes. Like even where you see Kelsey get schemed open sometimes. Kelsey, I'm telling you, Kelsey is constantly always have a man on him. There are so many plays throughout. I agree with that. My point is that a lot of times with fans, they watch something happen and they don't really understand why it happens.
But if he's a better blocker than the other guys, then he's a better tight end.
I don't know, because I don't think if Kittle is put in some of the receiving situations that Waller's forced to be in.
I'm like 90% sure your take last week was that you take Waller over Kittle because Kittle's more of a blocker.
I'm talking about for our system. I'm saying Jesus Christ. Okay, that's just disrespectful. Listen, no, my take is fine. You guys are literally just closing your minds to the point I'm making.
You're a good debater, but I'm not really sure what your point is anymore.
My point is simply that
you like to argue. You're going to law school. You should go to law school, man.
Yeah, I'm aiming to go to law school.
You should. Maybe you have it in you, man. You're a good arguer.
But I think my point about Kittle was this, right, guys? I think a lot of people are just you're just attacking a few. I'm not afraid to show you the film. A few people are attacking.
Yeah, see, we're the peasant fans. That's all we are. We're not as educated as Rutgers. We're only fans, man. We're just fans. We're not as smart as you are. We're only peasants.
Look, okay. What do you mean? Look, all I'm saying. Why is everyone attacking me over this? I'm not wrong.
We're only us simpleton fans, we don't understand, man.
I'm tickling my own tongue because I keep reading the chat. That's funny. Look, I'm just saying, if you watch the way the different tight ends get open, you can.
We just gotta watch the film, man. We gotta watch the tape.
If you, Jesus, I'm just saying there is a difference, and I'm not saying I stop making me laugh. Look, all I'm saying is there is a difference in what it's saying, and we're watch. If you watch it, I just keep going back to this. I think I'm not trying to say that he's not that good. I'm not. That was not my point, and maybe I misspoke if that's the impression that you're getting. My point. Stop, Adam Gates. Jesus Christ. My point was that if we're looking at our system. This is ridiculous. I'm not making a bad point. I literally have some. Jesus Christ.
You're not making a bad point. You're not making great points either, though. You're kind of like in the middle.
Well, because it's hard to argue that someone who's looks and is a good player is overrated. It's always hard to argue that. I think it's always a hard.
I think I'm almost sure. I got to go back and watch them, but I'm pretty sure you discounted him last week. You discounted Kittle last week, and now you're walking a little bit.
You guys pushed back so hard against me, and then I started pushing back more, and I misspoke. All right, that was not my intention.
See, now we accomplished something. So you misspoke. So that's all we're here for.
Yeah, but my point still stands. Where I think that Kittle is okay. Let me rest my case. Right, I think that Kittle is a beneficiary. Oh, Jesus Christ! Wow,
you're getting shots of you from Australia right now.
I think that Kittle is a beneficiary of great scheming. If you look at the tight ends that Shanahan used to work with in the past. I'm not waffling. I haven't waffled. Can I finish my point? Tyson.
Good.
What I'm saying. I think Kittle's a beneficiary of great coaching. I think more than the other tight ends who are good in the league. I think if you look at
So wait. So just Kittle's a beneficiary of great coaching?
I said not saying just Kittle. I did not say the words just Kittle.
You just said that.
More than some other. Because if you look at I'm not gonna say that. Okay, listen. When you watch the plays, right, and you watch a lot of Kelsey's plays, you'd be hard pressed to find me 10 plays where Kelsey is literally uncovered and unblocked. I mean, unguarded. I'm telling you, you'd be hard pressed to find that. It's the same thing with Darren Waller. You'd be hard pressed to find that, especially for the situations that their coach puts them in.
So you're going to say that Kittle is always covered. He's not schemed open, but the other guys are schemed open?
No, I'm saying Kelsey is typically always covered. Kelsey, you typically always find a man on Travis Kelsey. But the thing with Kittle is, since Kittle lines up as a tight end a lot, and he plays on a team that runs a ton, especially you have to play the run.
But if they don't have a lot of receivers though, so wouldn't he be the primary?
He is the primary target. But if you look at the majority of his targets, they come off of play action. So when Tyson, when a team comes to run play action, if you decide to commit to the play action and you don't go to commit to the run, then all you're doing is literally.
If you're facing the San Francisco 49ers offense, who's the biggest threat on their offense?
The run game. If you're playing San Francisco, were you not saying we want Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the ball to beat us, right? So you have to stop the run.
And who's he throwing the ball to?
He's throwing it to Kittle.
Okay.
But
so then if he's the number one passing target, wouldn't he be a primary focus on the defense?
He is a primary focus on the defense. The problem is when you have a lot of plays that come off of play action, it is hard to end up to choose on whether you want to guard a player or whether you want to go stop the run.
This is an excellent question.
I'm not making a bad point here. I don't see why.
I gotta start smoking more. Jesus Christ! I thought I was. Apparently, I'm not even drinking enough for this.
Look, Tyson, I get what you're saying, but Jesus Christ. I'm trying to talk more about the scheme than the system, more than just Kittle himself. Look at what I'm saying is this, right? He is the primary.
Please, right here.
You guys are killing me, man. I just get murdered by this chat right now. I'm not saying. Look. All I'm saying is this, right? If you look at the plays,
you just say watch the film, watch the tape,
because I can't explain it to you any other way. Look, I'm not penalizing him. How am I penalizing him? My point is this: if you guys are watching it and telling me, oh, look, he's breaking this, he's doing that, he's doing this, he's doing that, but you're not taking scheme into account. Where do we find a middle ground? Because literally looking at players and not taking scheme into account is how you have players leave in free agency, go to a new team, and stink. That is what you see all the time, where have players from the Patriots who leave the Patriots in free agency and they go and they stink.
I think Legend just moved after this take.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not a bad take. Darren agrees with me. Afram also agrees with me.
I don't think so.
Yes, they do.
I think they may have agreed with you at some point, but you've waffled like 3 times since then that you've confused everybody.
Tyson, I have not waffled. You guys have attacked a few points of my argument and not looked at it in totality. I'm saying if you look at it in totality.
Will you make us a PowerPoint presentation? She said she'll help you.
Look, I can make a PowerPoint, but
even Jack's calling you out.
I don't know why Jack is even talking. I love Jack.
You know how bad your take must be if Jack is calling you out. You know how bad his takes are.
Look, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I've looked.
This is true. Your confidence has wavered. Your tone. Yep, you're slouching. You're demoralized.
Because the chat has just been killing me for no reason.
You put this on yourself, man. This was all you. Usually, I create the chaos. This is your topic, your takes, and now you owe us like a presentation.
Okay, I'll make a presentation if that's what I have to do, because I'm not saying anything that's incorrect. I don't see it's a problem where you can look at a player and say that is a good football player, but you can also look at the player and say he is put in amazing positions to succeed. Where some other
discounted him last week. I'm pretty sure you discounted him. That's what got us here.
Okay, I did say that I did definitely misspoke. I misspoke a bit. I started getting a little bit too wild because I didn't think the pushback would be as heavy as it would be. I did. I'm not gonna lie. But I will say that I won't back off really on what I'm talking about because why is Jack coming for me? Of all people, Jack. That's crazy. Sam Darnold, top 5 quarterback himself. I don't think my take is really that incorrect.
Okay. So we're gonna have to just trust you on this one. We'll agree to disagree.
Okay.
Now you dealt with firsthand what we deal with on a daily basis. How you're getting attacked right now? We're like this every day. We get attacked like this every day.
Can I just reply to BC real quick? He's saying, what's the point of the game? Scheming to get people open. I agree with that. My point is, why do sometimes we watch someone get schemed open and then act like he wasn't schemed open? That is my whole. I never had Kittle in fantasy, and my team won, so I'm good. My whole point, my whole point is with George Kittle is. Thank you, Frank the Tank.
But some players benefit from excellent schemes, and some players have to do more with less. I understand it, but I don't think that Kittle falls in that though. I'm
saying Tyson. I'm saying when you watch it, look at and I think it's not just Kittle because it's something that Shanahan. I was trying to say as well. Shanahan has done this his whole career. Where you look at the different tight ends he's worked with, I think Chase Daniels was one of them. Some other tight ends he made them look. He made some other tight ends Pro Bowlers at times, and then. No, okay, real quick. My point is this, right? My point is that George Kittle can be a good player. I mean, he not can be. George Kittle is a good player. He's a great tight end. My other thing with George Kittle is that I do not think he is as good as some people try to say he is, where there are some who say, George Kittle is better than Kelsey, or George Kittle is a better receiver than, a Darren Waller, who gets himself more... Wow, we're just attacking all my fandoms. That's crazy. Where my point is that it's not. I'm not. What?
Holy shit,
I'm
man.
not waffled. I've been consistent.
Frank, I'm trying to listen. I like Rutgers. I'm giving him the forum to let him explain himself.
BC, I think Herndon could be. Pretty decent. Okay, he says, serious question. What other tight ends have succeeded in the Shanahan system? Give me 1 second. I have this literally pulled up.
What are we doing?
Right? What other tight ends have not give me a second. In what's it called? In Washington, I think also the other reason that Kittle gets more receiving targets than some of the other tight ends that Shanahan worked with is because he's the best receiver by far. When you look at the other teams Shanahan's worked with, he's had good receivers. Andre Johnson, Pierre Garçon was good at the time. Julio Jones was also a really good receiver at the time. Titanic is amazing. Look, Owen Daniels made a Pro Bowl when Kyle Shanahan was his OC, right? Owen Daniels made Pro Bowls, and then he fell off the face of the earth as soon as Shanahan left, right?
Yep.
I'm not trying to... He's not the best route runner. The man literally steps up and runs across the damn field. Don't call him the best route runner. He doesn't have a bunch of great routes that he runs. I can't actually... If you want to say, oh, yeah, he's the best route runner, sure, you can say it all you want. Advanced stats can say that. But I'm not going to say he's an amazing route runner of routes.
All right. So you're saying if he's in a bad scheme, here's a question. So if he's in a bad scheme, he wouldn't do well?
He wouldn't have done as well as he is right now. I will say that. I will stand by that. If you put George Kittle on Oakland, if you put him on the Jets, he's not. You think he's actually doing as good as he was? But if you put him on the Jets with Sam Darnold, you think he was going to be the same as he was last time, the last few years? Do you think so?
This is your argument. Don't bring me into your shit, man.
You have an opinion.
No, I don't have no opinion. You told me to watch the film, watch the tape. I gotta go watch the film now.
Lining up the chat to make fun to
you started all this shit. You told me. You said the fans have to go watch the tapes. I'm a fan. I have to go watch the tape now. Obviously.
I mean,
fuck do I know?
I'm also. I didn't mean it like. You see, you're trying.
I'm just a fan, man.
Come on, man. I didn't. All right. When he was in Washington, Chris Cooley had 849 receiving yards with him. Chris Cooley was, a solid tight end. He wasn't an amazing player. He had some good years with him. We seen in Atlanta. What's his name? Jacob Tamme also had around 700 receiving yards with him, and then he's not even in the league anymore. And my thing is this: if you look back at the teams he's worked with, tight ends have always had increased success. admittedly, they've been paired with good receivers.
So how many great tight ends have been in Andy Reid's offenses?
What? Who you have? Brent Selleck, if I remember right.
Zach Ertz. Well, no,
Zach Ertz might have been after Reid, right? Was he?
Mm-hmm. Probably think it was probably after. But how many prominent, like going through the Andy Reid tree in his offenses, how many tight ends did he have that were good?
I know Brent Selleck is definitely one of them, right?
Yep.
We'd have to say that for sure. Then we'd have Travis Kelce. What did someone say? I'm not waffling. When have I? What did I waffle on? What did I actually waffle on? No, I'm not wrong. I'm not. Look. I get what you guys are saying. Where maybe I'm over exaggerating it, but I'm saying if you I've not flip flopped a single time. If you actually watch it, if you actually watch him play, there's a ton of plays where it's literally the same thing you're seeing every time. That's
boy,
isn't waffling when you go back on your take. I didn't change my take.
Listen, I'm just here to I'm just trying to moderate all this chaos while you're creating all this chaos, man.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to keep.
I mean, but
this is close.
I mean, when.
Oh shit!
Wait, what?
Woof. She's bringing the just fastball she's throwing at you right now.
I don't want to make a PowerPoint with you, Cassandra. I don't. She's bullying me. And what's it called? I'm just saying. I mean, there's a few years in Philly where they had some pretty trash tight ends and they didn't do well.
Okay.
I don't think. What? I didn't mean that's not. Is that the words I said? What does last year have to do with anything? What does them being injured have to do with anything last year?
So you're saying Kittle doesn't get open on his own?
No, Steven, watch the film. Look, I tell you for a fact, they use a lot of play action in leaks, right?
He cannot get separation on his own.
Not as well as some other tight ends. No, I don't think so. Watch him run routes. Watch him run routes. I'm telling you this. Tyson, look. Tyson, I get. It's real funny. It's nice. It's great. Go look up George Kittle 20-something highlights, right? Watch the plays, and you will see so many times where it's play action. George Kittle will run out, and when Jimmy is throwing to him,
so he can't get away from coverage, is what you're saying.
He can. I'm not saying he can never do it. I'm saying,
but not consistently.
The majority of the times he has not done it. When I tell you, I looked at 51 different catches, and on only 14 of 51 catches in a season when he had like near 70 catches, only 14 were in man-to-man coverage. I don't see where anyone is really coming at that.
Okay.
I can't see where you can say I'm wrong when I'm look. I mean,
Jimmy Graham's a good tight end.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Graham was a good tight end.
Okay.
I'm not. I haven't waffled a single time. I have not waffled a single time.
Okay.
Steve Rose, that is an incorrect statement, and that is literally you attributing things to him that he did not do. He has been on the team for great receivers, and that is why they throw it to him a lot. He does not get a ton of separation by himself. I'm not wrong. Thank you. Read what Darren's saying. Read what Darren is. Read. Click on Darren's thing because Darren's right. And I've talked to Darren on Twitter about this. And same thing with Afram.
So, but okay. That's fine.
I don't see where, I think the thing about this take is that everyone doesn't like is that I'm saying that a top player isn't that great and everyone's just jumped on that.
But see, my question is you're saying he can't get separation consistently. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying he does it. I'm not saying he can't. I can't say he can't because we don't see it. I'm saying he does not get separation by himself that often. If you watch the plays, there's a lot of rub routes they run. There's a lot of different plays where he leaks out and he gets open and he's wide open. It's not that he just hasn't been covered because the
chocolate chip or blueberry.
This is what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a point. You just keep cutting me off, Tyson. I'm I don't think it's really.
What's on the poster on the wall behind you?
It's a movie called Weathering with You. I'm outing myself as an anime nerd.
Okay.
It's a poster from a movie I saw. I saw it early, and they gave me a poster.
Okay.
I don't think I think what a lot of people are saying is I get why you would jump on it, but I also think that what I'm saying isn't really crazy because there are a lot of players. Thank you, Hunter. There are a lot of players out there who you guys, if I were to talk bad about, a lot of players in the past where if someone were to talk bad about, everyone would jump on that take and hammer it and try and say no, no, no. But then when you watch those same players go to different teams, I would say probably Kelsey. I think Kittle has great hands, though. I'm not going to say he doesn't have good hands.
So better hands, you're saying Kelsey?
I would say Kelsey. I've seen Kelsey make some more impressive catches. Same with Waller. I'm not going to say he has bad hands, though. I've not waffled a single time. But, PT's not on.
You like homemade or frozen?
From Jack, come on, man. PT's not on, so we got to find someone to kill. So I'll be that guy. Well, all I'm saying
we
is,
haven't had any animosity all night. Been on this thing for 2 hours.
What? Cassandra has been. Wait, is it my bad? I'm sorry. Is it Cassandra or Cassandra?
Oops.
Now
you can't say her name right now.
I never had to say her name on the show. Really,
Man.
I'm just typing her name.
The only thing she asks is to say her name right.
Hands, Javed. I never said that. Whoa! No. This is what's it called? All I'm saying is, in the past, we've seen some players, and people would, if you said that this player wasn't that good, everyone would riot. And when you see them leave their team, go get some money, and what happens to them? They don't play. They don't play to the level that we thought they were, and we see that all the time in the NFL. And I don't think it's crazy to say that.
See, Hunter's with you.
Thank you, Hunter. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to say he's not the best. He's the best blocking tight end for sure. And you guys, if you want to say best all around, it's nice. But I also don't think that. Thank you, Afram. I don't think that I'm really incorrect with this take. If you watch it, Shanahan does a beautiful job of getting him open. And I'm not going to use that to knock him. Jesus Christ, that is not that is brutal.
Well, let's see what we got here. I think. Do you have your closing argument to wrap this up?
My closing argument would just say, I still stand by my opinion, where I think we sometimes, Jesus Christ, where we sometimes overvalue players on more coaching efforts than actual what they're doing themselves.
So it's more system than player.
I do think there's a bit of an element to that, where obviously you watch him run after the catch and you're saying that you can't say that's system, that's beautiful. But some of the times where he's getting open.
So then basically we may have a diamond in the rough in Jamison Crowder. He was just in the wrong system with the wrong coach.
I mean, wait, why?
The system. He didn't get schemed open.
What? Crowder though?
Why not?
Why would you say maybe Herndon?
Why not Crowder?
I mean, because I think Crowder has always been a guy who's been able to get himself open. I mean, that's why he gets all the catches, because every single time Sam just throws.
Maybe he can get more. Then he could be a 1,000-yard receiver then, because he's got to get schemed open.
Nah.
Why?
You're trying to attack my argument here, Tyson. I don't really. I don't think this is the best one. You should have went for Herndon. I think.
Why? Herndon can't catch the fucking ball. At least Crowder can catch.
Yeah, no, that's my one problem with Herndon. I think he'll get open, but I just don't know if he'll actually be able to hold on to it. I mean, it'd be nice for our team to have some good tight end play. I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
You didn't miss much, CM. You didn't miss much. This has been 20 minutes of Rutgers creating chaos here.
You invited me on.
I gave you the platform to defend your take from last week. See, we're nice like that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I do. I don't think I really was that incorrect. I think if some people are actually open to it, if some people are open to it and they actually go look at it, and if they want to ask me on Twitter to tell them what I mean, my name is literally, if you look up Javed Cole, you'd probably find me. It's pretty basic. I will actually point out to you. I'll send you a video and I will describe some things with the different timestamps if you really want.
Yes, we will do that. We will. What are you on Twitter?
I think if you look up Javed Cole, you'd find it. I think my name's literally Javed C on Twitter.
Do I follow you?
I think I follow you.
Oh shit! Let me make sure I follow you before I talk shit. Hold on a second.
Yeah, my name is Javed C.
I think I do. Hold on, let me make sure so I can talk shit to you there too. So this is Javed C. Whoops. You haven't tweeted anything.
I reply to tweets.
What the hell? I'm not gonna follow you if you don't tweet.
All right, I'll start tweeting.
What kind of shit is that? You reply to tweets. You're one of those guys.
CM, I am a Jets fan, but I started watching more of the 49ers once we hired Saleh and LaFleur because I want to see what we were going to be doing.
He said, "Yeah, I would send him a DM, but now I looked at him. He's got 19 followers and he's got no tweets. What is that shit?"
Well, I'm not really a big on social media guy. I mean, you've seen my Instagram.
I just called this all out, man. You want us to all go on there and talk to you, but now it's like
you guys want me to make some tweets with some film breakdowns and
yeah, we want to see it now. Let's broaden your horizons a little bit.
Maybe I've never been big on social media.
Yeah,
I'll follow you all. I'll follow you all back.
See, they all.
Yeah, I've talked to Cassandra on Twitter.
Now you say your name right, at least. All right, good. Well, Rutgers, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts on this very scintillating topic.
I'm sorry for spending you. That was great. I just want to say, I love the jokes. Keep them coming. I love hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys.
Have a good night, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Take care. Oh, shit. Prime time. Like, what the hell did you guys talk about tonight? Well, thank you guys for joining us. Tomorrow night, 8:30, 10:30, Block Talk Radio. And we'll get back on our schedule here. Hopefully, Prime Time is done with his baseball shit. And everybody follow Cassandra, too. Was it Can't Dazzle Me, I think it is. I'm sure she'll put it out there. Yeah, Jack, good job tonight, man. You redeemed yourself. You're Jack did a good job. Talk to you guys tomorrow night.